fucking shit. This fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow. This fucking timeline is all over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Ciderhaus Rules. I am Mihai Shogor. I want to thank you all for coming in, stopping by, hanging out. Welcome. It is March the 6th of 2025. The Ciderhaus Rules is a 1985 novel by American writer John Irving. The title refers to a list of rules the workers are supposed to follow. However, none of them can read, thus they remain unaware of the rules which have been posted for years. That is a very fine cider that I am not drinking, as well as Mr. Landon Tangwall, not drinking a cider, but he is with us. Welcome.
Little Bush Light. How we doing, guys? Welcome.
Welcome yourself, Mr. John Ward.
This energy's terrible, let's rage!
This is very NPR right now.
Yeah, this is NPR. we need OnlyFans level of energy. We gotta be dancing, getting tips.
Let's get our other guy in here. Let's get into this.
I've actually never watched an OnlyFans. Is that what do they do?
Who?
Me. I've never been.
You've never. You have to pay money.
I don't even know if it's a .com or a .net.
I don't know. It's free.
Like imagine Patreon, but with butthole pics, John.
So you've been there, Jack.
Speaking
of which,
it could
Jack Kettner.
Could be so many different things.
What is up, everybody? I'm back. Still doing Kino Flex. We got an exciting episode for you today.
Looking at buttholes on OnlyFans.
Women, you name it.
You just put out a video recently, did you not?
You did.
Yeah, I did. I talked about the latest Best Picture winner at the Oscars, Anora, and surprisingly, I think it deserved to win Best Picture. A lot of people are mad at it, like people on the right and the left. I watched it. It's pretty good.
Jack, real quick, did you know that your voice comes out of your mouth and not your eyes?
Yes, still something I'm trying to develop.
I'm talking about your placement of your microphone.
What?
Do you see yourself? Your microphone's pointed at your eyeball. It looks. Is it just the angle? Or you got what's going on here? Oh, you're not even. You're not even. I thought you were using.
He's got two microphones.
What's going on with the one on your headset?
Can we tuck it?
Yeah, tuck.
Oh no! I just talk into this one.
I know, but why do you tuck that other one back, man? Put it up like an antenna.
He has an
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that better. You can't let the prostitutes see that microphone when you're hunting them. You gotta hide it.
Well, that's how he's talking back to home base. That's he's got the comms on.
Yeah, who you got on that microphone? Is that Elon
Barron
Musk?
Trump. That's a callback.
We had a show about something, didn't we?
We do. The censorship of Ukrainian women. They're getting it hard out
here. It's a misleading title. Should you explain?
It's a bit of a misnomer.
Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
Yeah, so, I mean, the real topics are Dear Women, a discussion about women coming from us and a message from Landon.
We're going to put on our
women.
Yeah.
We should make...
Why am I singled out?
You know they had those knitted pussy hats?
Yeah, we have dick hats.
Yeah, we need to get some,
tonight.
We need to get penis hats. Landon's kind of got one.
A little bit. It looks at it. It was. It'd be flesh tone color for me, pretty much. Maybe a little more olive.
It's branded.
Am I wearing two like pretty much different? Let me move this so you can see my mouth. I have like two greens on, like an olive green and a dark green.
Yeah, it's all right. It kind of works.
I kind of like it.
You kind of look like you're about
Your
to
hat's
get
green.
It's olive, probably.
You're gonna get dragged off the streets of Ukraine and thrown into a van if you're not.
Yeah, dude, that fucking real shit. He looks like the guy that's chasing you down. Actually,
Igor
he's
and
the one throwing you in the van. Who are you kidding?
Literally are.
Yeah, but
you look exactly like that. Actually.
Speaking of, we are also talking about Ukraine. We have a couple of updates on the news there. Jack actually might be able to officially announce peace tonight. He has some breaking news for us. I think the war might have ended because of Jack Kettner's ongoing negotiations between the Russians and
well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
The world really owes him a big favor. And after that, we're going to follow up with the Epstein Files.
Question mark.
Yeah, the alleged Epstein Files. And then, of course, Trump's address to Congress last night, which John was live streaming, so we'll just touch upon that, but we'll revisit a couple moments.
We had a blast. You can go watch the whole thing. It was the last live episode.
Yeah, but before that, we have some announcements, I guess.
I have an announcement.
Brain cancer kid.
Landon once again ordered DoorDash during the show.
I did.
Did he actually?
Yeah,
What did you get this time? A sub?
Wegmans, Danny's favorite.
Wegmans
Okay.
sub.
Yep, really good stuff. Capicola ham.
Are they paying you to make these orders?
No, this is not. No, this is just me being a fat ass. This is me being a former offensive lineman, and I love food.
Eat 10,000 calories
Well,
a day and you're losing weight.
speaking of food,
Yeah, I added this because I feel like it's worth mentioning. In memoriam, the creator of Nutella, Francesco Ravella,
I'm gonna tell
has
you,
died
Jack-
on Valentine's Day at the age of 97. Obviously,
Little late.
this was a while back, but
yeah, I'm gonna tell you,
I thought
Jack.
I'd add it because it's pretty sad. Because
I'm gonna be
you
honest,
guys
Jack.
probably-
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I do not think this is worth mentioning.
well, yeah, you might think that, but I think it's tragic because
We,
he-
we forgot to
same-
get a
while
circle
he
cam for
dies,
Jack.
I just
a
realized that
long-kept
you got a double
secret-
angle.
the answer to a long kept secret dies with him because notice the Nutella. Notice the Nutella. What do you notice?
The fucking shit. I hate it.
No.
The N is black.
Why is the N the only black letter?
It is, isn't
He's
it?
the only one that knows, he's the only one that knows that.
That's actually a good. What is it even like? What does Utella mean?
Yeah, what was he going for there?
Yeah. Now we'll never know because he's dead.
Oh.
It's very sad.
I bet he left a note
he
somewhere,
kept that
Jack.
secret.
What
with
if his gravestone is just the lowercase letter N?
R.I.P.
But anyway,
Yeah, markets
yeah,
and
that-
Moto, you can, by the way. Yeah, I didn't think so, but I love some. If it's like Wegmans or Publix, I'd love a sub from there.
I would
So,
trust Landon. I bet if anyone knows where you can order food from, it's fucking Landon Tangwell.
I'm gonna show you. It's good. It's called Danny's Favorites. It's a good sub there. I got some chips and a Sprite too. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should say hi to the chat and let them know about the old goal because
Yes.
Landon's on the hook this time.
Yes. Welcome, chat. Nice to see you. I see some familiar faces. Marie LaRue,
best part.
Crusty White Bread, Markets, and Moto. But yes, there is a goal tonight. If we get 30 super chats, somebody here is going to drink from the helmet of shame.
Landon's gonna puss out. I'm gonna have to do it, I guess.
But somebody would do it regardless.
Show the helmet of shame. PTZ it, dog.
I'm still trying to introduce the chat into the conversation.
God, you're so fucking gigantic. It's clownish how big you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down
I
a
am
little
6'8". If
Should I
you
shine
didn't
a
know.
little light on it too?
he could probably crush that helmet with his hands if he tried.
Yeah, that's like a solo cup for you. What's the big deal? Jesus Christ.
bit. Yeah, I don't know about the cleanliness. Really, that's my part. I don't know. You know.
That's
All I'm
we got
saying,
few-
Jack, you know what else Landon has to do?
What?
He needs to do the take notice.
Ooh.
Take notice.
What is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done it one time. We're 1 for 1 on having the cops called on us.
So we're trying to go for 2 for 2. It is like the British beef eaters, right? Where they like the guards that stand outside of the Buckingham Palace.
They can't react to anything.
They just have to stand there. And then
Oh, right. Okay.
So you dress up in Revolutionary Guard.
Put on a powdered wig and a revolutionary T-shirt, and then anybody on the street gets to yell whatever they want at you, and you have to try to not react.
The idea of it was to get people to be comfortable on camera. The problem is you're already comfortable on camera.
He's gonna have trouble not laughing.
Yeah, I also.
I'll do it.
It's
Sounds
way
like
harder
fun.
to not.
Jack
laugh.
was scarily good at it.
Jack was yeah. He had the prostitute killer
I
fucking
locked in.
stare
I
He
down.
locked in
slowed his
for it.
heartbeat down and just locked in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you think the cops will pull us over this time?
Yeah, probably. I'll be on my little.
Hopefully, it's that cool cop that tried to help me with my tow card.
Oh, that guy was awesome, actually.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to him.
Women.
Buck walks towing too. Yes.
We might have to do it on the free speech zone so we don't get pulled over.
That's
so
a good-
they do come at us. That we'll just tell them to fuck off.
It's a really good point that Jack. We should shift the helmet to Jack so he can make sure to get a good.
Well, you might not need
Bowl of
to.
it.
You might not need to.
Oh yeah, Jack. What does that mean?
Okay, well, I'll just say it now. Yeah, I finally have a date. I'm going to be coming there in the next few days.
What?
What?
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a date, Jack. Can I get a
Next
date?
few days.
I'll be going
It's
there.
supposed to be like on Monday or Sunday.
I finally have
Either
a day,
or.
and it's a day that I can't say. It ends in
Sunday
Y.
or
What day is it, Jack?
It ends in Y, and it's 1 in 12 months. Is it
Okay,
even?
it should be the 9th.
Oh, that's pretty soon.
Oh, that's 3
3
days
days.
from now. That's like
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as soon as you
yeah.
get here, like literally the first thing you're doing is chugging a beer out of this helmet.
Okay. That'll be the start of the show.
You got to do one
on
beer,
Tuesday.
one shot for every day you've been gone.
Then you have to go see Lily Phillips in the back room.
Yeah. That must be. This might be the first baby that's an amalgamation of every single race.
Jesus.
Lily
We
Phillips.
sort of address the wider topic here. We're trying purposefully, I think, to antagonize the ladies tonight a little bit. But is the overarching theme, not that there's not things wrong with men, and I'm sure we'll do an episode about that. You can also pretty much discern that information just by watching us, everything wrong with men. But tonight, we're addressing how hoish y'all become. It's a problem. It's a problem, right? Is that why we're talking about whoever this was? Whichever one of those two?
I guess so.
You want me to take all the heat for what I just said, I guess?
No. Can I ask
Well,
you a question?
Go ahead, Mihai.
If you were 23 again, John, and born into a female's body, none of this transitioning stuff.
God.
Just if you were a female, I'm not saying you have to do it, but would a part of you not at least consider if you could just make 10 grand a month?
I mean, how hot am I?
Like an 8. Like an 8.
6.5.
Oh.
You don't have to be hot. If you want to make millions,
6.5.
you got to be hot, but you don't have to be hot to make decent money.
If I was 6.5, I'd probably be at like fucking Harvard grad school.
Wouldn't it encourage you more to do it if you were?
No, I think if you're
Up
hotter,
Honestly, I don't know, which is kind of why we're doing this show, in my opinion. That's a question for the ladies. What is the appeal of just hoeing out on the internet?
Is it
Money.
all brainwashed, or is there part of it that is in their DNA?
Money?
Well, actually, it's not just money. It's also like it's this mindset that they're liberating themselves, that they have complete ownership of their body.
Yep.
Or
It's
something like that.
It's their ability to have independence, and they think
There's a great saying that feminism convinced women they're a slave when they work for their husbands and free when they work for their employer. I like that saying. I think we have actually come around a little bit where women maybe around your age seem to be much more interested in finding a rich dude and never working than like their career.
Yes.
Every woman my age was 100% like, I need a career.
But we also ridiculed those women for a long time in society as gold diggers. But do you blame them for being gold diggers?
I think there's a big difference between gold digging.
Well, there's a difference between marrying a 30-year-old and a 72-year-old. You know, it's obvious.
Well, there's a difference between marrying a billionaire and a guy that can provide it well enough for you. I mean, that's But
I mean, doesn't that come
that's
from that? Like when a woman sees someone that can provide, sometimes it's ridiculous. Like when
that's
when
what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
50 or 60.
A woman that's like, I'm perfectly happy with a couple kids and never having to work in a decent house and a car. That's all I need.
That's kind of the
well, that's a good segue into the next story, also with Lily Phillips, if you want to bring that up, Mihai. This is titled, Lily Phillips is now sucking wrinkly dick. This isn't a porn video, though. You can play it, Mihai.
Is that Wolverine? Is that what Hugh Jackman looks like now?
I'm just comprehending everything, Jack.
I saw it. I swear to God.
I'm going to ask you actually sent me the address of a care home, so I'm actually here with him and his friends, and I'm going to show them a good time.
Oh.
Today I'm at the care home visiting.
Oh, they're just like staring and shit.
Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh.
It's like a snapshot of Jack before his next kill.
He wears that same hat too. That's the crazy part.
And I'm not going to say, I'm just on Twitter. I see things. I can confirm that really did happen. She followed it up with posts of, doing things with the old men.
Oh my God.
It's rough, man. Oh.
Yeah, she takes it to a next level. Most women would be doing it for money. They'd be gold diggers. She's just doing it for attention.
Let me throw
She's
this
just doing it for the
curveball
world
at you. Is a woman, a stay-at-home mom, essentially having sex in exchange for money in a way? There's that saying that I've heard before old men say, that is, no matter what, you're always paying for it.
I feel as though there's a difference between like genuine love and just doing it for a fetish.
I get
like
that.
It's like the difference between lust and genuine love.
Is a male-female relationship necessarily transactional? Have we been lying to ourselves about love?
Yeah, if you can't provide, there's no woman that's staying with you.
As soon as the government got involved in marriage, I would say.
Oh.
Well, people say that too, that the government has, some people say by accident, some people say on purpose, has replaced the role of the husband for women, which is why every woman my age is single and batshit crazy and buying 45 cats. But that was by being stupid and making stupid policies that incentivize the wrong things, or a cultural attack.
I don't know.
No nation I have ever heard of in known recorded history has survived women being allowed to vote for very long. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Do you
but
know
it's
why?
fucking true.
Do you know why that only men could vote though? It wasn't that like it was an anti-women thing. It was that each household was supposed to represent one vote. And
Well, before the original voting criteria, I believe, was that
landowners,
I think you did have to be white.
white landowners.
Landowner was the key, because then you have skin in the game. Like if you don't own anything, then you'll just, your vote can be swayed no matter any way you want because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, and the idea though was not that the man was supposed to just vote however he wanted. It was that he was supposed to get like a consensus of his family members, and they would decide together who their vote would represent. So it was like another layer of like electoral college within their own household, whatever.
Interesting. There's also a misunderstanding of the suffragettes and the whole fight for women to be allowed to vote. When women were given the vote, the majority of American women did not want women to be able to vote. Because the most non-voting women were conservative stay-at-home moms. And I think like me, I was saying, is like, my vote is accounted for. That's the shit I want, for what's good for the family. And they said that if you allow single women to vote, everything's going to get all fucking crazy because they're going to vote for stupid shit.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Ayn Rand, when she was interviewed, she said that she didn't want a woman to be president.
Yeah, dude, the funniest misogynist I've ever read is, I think, is it Florence Nightingale? Or is it Madame?
Florence
It's
Nightingale.
either her or Madame
Probably.
Curie. One of those two. There's some feminist icon who was an incredibly smart person and invented shit and did all this crazy math and physics. And somebody asked her about women, and she, it was like written. It's this rant about how like it's the most anti-woman thing I've ever. She's like, they're stupid, they're idiotic, they descend into hysteria. Like, I fucking hate women so much. And then you're just like, at the
Well,
end, it's
it
like
makes sense in the
Florence
context
Nightingale.
that the biggest enemy. It makes sense in the context that the biggest enemy of women are themselves. Like they're always gossiping about each other.
Thank you, Zeb. First,
Hey, there you go, Zeb.
what's our goal?
Yeah,
Is
what's
it
up,
30?
30, yeah.
30.
By the way, it can be 99 cents. It
One out
doesn't-
of 30, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll do
Yeah.
the chug. Do you have, real quick, do you have top chat or live chat for YouTube?
I believe I have top chat. That is
That's why this chat's going so slow.
But that being said, we've talked about like women and like dating on the show before. But what should our focus be primarily on this episode?
I do want to talk about this for a little bit, and I kind of want to ask you guys, because most of my viewers on my channel are around my age, if not older. So we hear and you see on X and all this stuff, like 45% of American men under the age of 35 have never asked a woman out. That women have become completely degenerate, gold digging, like it's not worth getting a girlfriend. She'll leave you as soon as she finds someone better. All that kind of black pilling stuff that part of me thinks is kind of true and part of me thinks is exaggerated. How true is that? How hard is it to find? You guys are all in your early 20s. Is it that bad?
Thank you, Buddy Harvest. I don't believe it because I just can't like I know State College is such a bubble and growing up here is like very unique.
Oh, for me, I date a millennial, and I'm gonna marry her because she has values that I like. And at the end of the day, like
So you found an older girl.
I found an older girl.
like
Yeah,
it.
she's 30. She's gonna be 32 in April.
Is that because you could not find but the women your own age were not appealing, or like just kind of happened into that?
Well, I had a girlfriend like 4 years, right? High school sweethearts. We broke up, and then I kind of just went into like hookup culture in college, and it disgusted me.
Can I actually talk about your situation?
Yeah.
What happened there a little bit? So if you don't know, Landon was a starter for Penn State football, offensive lineman. That's why he's so gigantic. You got like your sixth concussion or something, decided to retire, which I think is a good decision. The girl you were dating, who was around your own age, thought she was marrying a future NFL millionaire, which you were going to be, and then that went away.
Right.
And then she left you.
Correct.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Oh yeah,
dude.
she got addicted to like NFL wife TikTok because all the little because
Wags.
TikTok wags. It's called wag TikTok, and so that's I noticed that was all that was on her phone. It was starting to get weird anyways, but yeah, had to retire, and then she just kind of left. Like I had to do the breaking up. That was the crazy part though, but she made me to break up with her.
Oh, they
like
do,
it was like
they do that.
Yeah, it was like just act completely crazy. Like don't come help me at all. Like going through the worst thing of my life, just like leaving me be, and. Yeah, man, it was a hard time, but yeah, I lost my girlfriend of 4 years and my NFL career. I mean, college football career, but NFL career in like a 3-day span.
It's fucking rough.
So I went through it, but that was like a little under 2 years ago, and I graduated with a degree in
You
broadcast.
bounced back amazingly.
Thank you.
Better than I would have.
Graduated this past December with a broadcast journalism degree, and yeah, man, we've been making content. I make a lot
Behind the wall on YouTube.
Yes, I make a lot of college football sports content. If that tickles anybody's tummy, but
The next
I'd
Fran,
like to hop on with you guys.
the next Fran Fisher.
Yes, sir. You know it.
There you go.
You know it. But we're a part of Studio Center here, man. It's the Studio Center family. That's
Appreciate
really what it is.
Plug-in. I just think it's like it kind of happened to you as far as the topic at hand with these. I think I was fortunate enough. I don't know that I consciously ever ran into a girl that was super materialistic. Although,
Yeah.
been pretty.
I would
broke
say-
most of my life. So. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Jack. Jack, what it
would just give
be like out there, Jack?
I would give the same answer I gave in the past live streams. You have to take into account that women currently, in our current day and time, are in a much better social position for the first time, really, than men. Like, there are more women, I believe, that are college educated than
That's
the vast
true.
majority of men in the United States.
Graduate
and that
degrees
matters
also.
significantly socially because they're earning more than a lot of men. And
This
yet their
fucking
mindset
matriarchy,
of-
Jack.
My ex-girlfriend,
Yeah,
she used to fucking tell me this
Yeah,
bullshit.
but-
She was like, "You better marry me before I graduate college. It's the only way you'll get your name on a degree." And he's like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah, but
That's actually a pretty good insult.
yeah."
That one was.
Yeah, but it's really important because even though they're out earning men and are a higher social class than men, they haven't changed their women as a whole, college educated women as a whole, haven't changed their mindset, and they still want to date upwards and think that any man below them socially is worthless. And that to me, I think, is a major reason as to why like dating isn't as prominent as it used to be. I also think that there's been like a lot less places where people can be social, where people can socialize. Like people stopped going to church, people stopped just
Good
going
point.
outside more.
I agree. I think that the gold digging aspect, to a certain extent, has always been a part of women's DNA. I think it's been pushed to the max with the creation of the internet and following that.
Yeah, there's
social
nothing
media.
wrong or evil about men are competitive and women are selective, which is how most mammals work, believe it or not. You've all seen like two elk fighting, and then whoever wins gets to bang all the females.
Yeah,
It's a great mating strategy for the species because the strongest male theoretically has the best genes. And then you get the diversity having multiple females. So I mean, gorillas do that. Pretty much everybody does. Humans are weird in being monogamous.
yeah, and it's not even necessarily like a gold digger
Not
mindset.
weird,
It's more
but-
so just finding a provider mindset.
Yes, I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
any of
I
us
agree
have a
with that.
problem with that. Would you guys say? I would say, like as a man, you want to be a provider too. It's not like some
Yeah.
It's not something you don't want,
You don't want to be a burnout or anything.
but you or like have a woman take care. Like men don't seem to have nearly the interest in rich women that women have in rich men. Would you agree?
Yeah, because that's not the natural tendency.
I see a
natural,
billionaire woman. She doesn't become
I
more
don't know.
attractive.
Yeah, no, natural.
You gonna disagree?
I can-
Yeah, I was like, nah.
yeah,
No,
tell yourself that. All right.
I do feel like that just goes back to their nature. It's like fine to be taken care of and be protected. Like, and at the end of the day, and then it's for us is to provide and protect, like Jack said. So I mean that if you go to its core, you still find that at the end of the day, you don't really want to be provided for from your woman. Like at the end,
No,
like
for sure.
as a man, as your pride, like that's
Self-sufficient. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be a self-sufficient person.
But you're telling me there's not a part of you that if you could be a stay-at-home dad would at least think about, like, man, I could just
I would feel worthless.
I would
after
have
a while.
to be doing something
It would be
else.
cool for a little bit, but
Yeah,
like,
you'd have to have a
imagine
purpose.
You could like work on your wood shop and drink some beers and put the kid to rest or whatever.
Have a
the hell you
fucking
gotta
baby
do.
on your back
Throw
while you're
some
shotgunning beers and
crayons at
using the
it.
table
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, throw some crayons in the corner.
Yeah, even if you're a man, even if your wife is the breadwinner, you could still like have the mindset that you want to do something with your hobby, like make money on the side.
Throw him a carpenter's
hopefully
pencil and a tape measure.
Yeah.
Fucking learn some shit.
Yeah,
Still at Wegmans.
Oh,
this is called a carpenter's square. It's a triangle, but
let me ask the three of you guys this, as it's kind of germane to the topic. Are you in any way, or any of you, hesitant to ask out or talk to women out of fear of being accused of sexual harassment?
Not necessarily just
a good
of
question.
sexual harassment, just of like so many women are just like I feel such a disconnect with women my age. Like I feel mentally like I'm much more grown up than them,
Interesting.
and maybe I'm being a little fool myself.
No,
I just am not here for like the fucking bullshit, like TikTok drama or whatever the fuck, like whoever the fuck Brianna Chicken Fry is or whatever the hell that. Like I've struggled to have conversation with them. I guess what I'm trying to say.
they're just not interested in the same.
And I can
things.
only like fake it for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That'll save you a lot
well-
of headaches.
As the I don't know how many people know, but as the great Kevin Gates said, he said, "I need her to stimulate my mind and my life."
There you go.
That's true though. If you got that's why I'm with my
Did
girlfriend.
he say it like that too?
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
like that.
he's
Kind of
got-
like
he's
that.
got two
I need her to
phones.
stimulate my mind.
That's why I kind of That's pretty much how he sounds.
That was a high school.
But-
Kevin
Yeah.
Gates in high school was the shit.
He was awesome. Oh my god.
So I don't know who that is. I guess I'll admit.
I got two.
Who's Kevin?
Phones, one for the hose and one for the
It means nothing to me.
I got 2 phones.
plug. Yeah, see, Jack knows. Yeah, chat.
Yeah,
let us know if you know Kevin Gates. But no, it's real though. As you still
Yeah,
want to be.
it is a meme.
Yeah, it was for a while. When you go out to dinner, like you want to be able to have conversation, like actual dialect that means something. And it's like if you sit there and she's like, "Hey," and it's like, because I've been there, and it's like girls that age, it's like that's just not, dude. That's like I said, that's why I went for an older girl. I think women shifted.
Do you think that's because of social media and the internet and media, like allowing them to get away with not maturing?
Oh yeah, well no one has conversation anymore, bro. Like you think about it, like back in the day, you need to look like you'd call a friend. You'd be like, "Yo, what was the name of that movie?" Or like that was in itself that was an interaction.
Or
that
like-
was talking to someone that was creating. Like now it's just look it up on TikTok, look it up on the phone. Like everything is
people
solved.
are so afraid of giving actual opinion
Before
nowadays.
the internet, what it was is like one of your friends had an older brother that would just tell you how that world worked, and then you had to just take him at face value for everything.
The friend
I
older
remember
brother.
that very well.
Your friend's older brother. Those were
Yeah.
great for the development of just who you are as a person.
I thought for like 12 years Beyonce was a man, but now I might think she's a man again.
Yeah, but John, if I'm able to take a crack at your question, I would say people who are more introverted and don't really have as much experience with relationships are less likely to take a chance and ask someone out because of how things are socially. Like not even just like take into account the whole Me Too phenomenon, where women
That's what I mean.
who weren't necessarily who weren't really sexually assaulted were canceling men based on bad date experiences. Like on KinoFlex, my channel, I covered like some drama between like this booktuber Daniel Green. I don't know if you heard about this, John. He was falsely accused of sexual assault by by someone he slept with, and everyone in his community like believed her like blindly. Like they didn't ask for any proof. They said, I think they like several people just said, yeah, I've seen all I need to say. You can't fake what she's doing.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like after he threatened a lawsuit, she said, I never accused him of sexual assault. I never said that. And everyone just immediately started apologizing to him. But it's so easy for someone's life to be just to just go in disarray because of a false accusation.
I'll tell you, there's a couple of football players that I've known that they just get videos, like literally just get a video of them saying like, yes, I want to sleep with X name blank blank, because like because you're not going to make them like actually.
That's actually interesting.
That's like no, that's a real thing.
And
like,
girls, I guess, accept that.
yeah, girls were excited if they wanted that bad.
So you're just like, hey, real quick, legal agreement.
Yeah,
We fucking right.
Yeah, exactly.
Willing, right?
No, I'm telling you, this. I've heard of a couple guys that's how they get down.
That's totally.
I mean, I would
Because it's-
believe you guys get targeted.
Yeah, absolutely. There's guys that have gotten really messed up, and it comes out a long time later.
Yeah,
that it,
Duke
wasn't
lacrosse
true.
team.
Duke lacrosse.
That's
team.
where that's
Sean
kind of where
Oakman,
it
I don't know.
started.
Remember that?
Yes.
Can you look up Sean Oakman real quick, guys?
Sean Oakman,
He's
dude,
one
I
of the
talked about him before,
one
yeah.
of the scariest looking, just 6'8", jacked, tatted up, and he was going to go to the NFL and have a great career. He got accused of rape, and then the person that accused him came out later and said, "Yeah, him."
Yeah, I thought he like,
and it ruined
he
his
was
career.
The man
He
in, like,
tried to make that video that went viral. If you
2014,
remember
yeah.
that one, yeah, and it was really sad. He was going to get drafted like the next year, and
now he's in the
Hey, I got a question since you. What is with the belly shirts coming back? What is that gay shit?
It's wide receiver. It's generally like wide receivers or DBs. It's just kind of like the diva stuff,
If you're
They
built like
to-
a Greek god, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they want to show off their. If you look
That's
like
why?
that, you're tucking your shirt, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I would not. No.
Yes, you would. If you had that body, if you had those abs, you're tucking your shirt.
I have that body.
Yeah,
He's never tucked a shirt.
never. You don't tuck your
No,
shirt
I
like
don't
that.
care how great my fucking abs were. I'd just take my shirt off at that point. I guess.
Well, you can't have it off. I'm not
but
gonna lie.
you can do that.
You don't think that's a little more intimidating?
You can't really do it.
No, it
anymore.
looks so gay. I would laugh if I saw that dude coming at me. I'd start laughing.
I would not laugh if
No,
I
I
saw
wouldn't
this dude
laugh.
coming
I don't know
after
if
me.
I'm
I would-
laughing, John.
There's no world that I'm
That
laughing.
fucking- that
Probably
fucking-
crying.
What's he weigh? What's he
Scares
weigh?
me.
Is he like if he's like 220
I
or
don't know
less,
what
I
he
would
weighs
laugh.
now.
If he's like 230 and up, I'd probably be like, that's the scariest gay man I've ever seen.
280.
Dude, why?
280? Yeah, that'd be real.
6'9", 280.
I would squeeze my butt cheeks and cover my butthole as hard as I could.
From Philadelphia.
Damn, I don't remember that. Really?
He like stole a sub from McClanahan's or something, and I forget.
So he came here as a freshman?
Why do they do shit like that?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like Joe Pa's last year.
2011, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Joe Po would throw you out for something like that.
Yeah. It was like that was a Joe Pa thing, for sure. Today you could fucking get away with stealing a sub from McClanahan's. That's Georgia players get arrested every other week.
I feel like McClanahan's would just give it to you if you ask. You're like, oh, I'm a
They
full-
probabh would have. Yeah,
Like, yeah, take it. Who gives
but-
a shit?
that's
Yeah,
actually
but,
a really good point.
Yeah, but how do women themselves, like who are of a more liberal mindset, how do they tend to view, like how do they tend to feel, more broadly speaking, Mihai?
Oh, if I could figure that one out, Jack.
Yeah, well, we do because we have because Landon actually gave us a study, I think from Pew Research or somewhere, that showed us that showed a poll of how liberal women self-identify, and
I
a lot of them self-identify as depressed.
I thought you were
Believe it.
trolling there for a second, Jack, and I pulled up the video of the guy that slept with the mom and the dog.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy that impregnated a mom and a daughter at the same time, and they're making like
Yeah.
OnlyFans videos out of it or something.
Oh,
That was
healthy.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You had me going there.
Well, you might as well pull it up. We just talked about it real
All
quick.
right,
You just
Yeah,
show
yeah,
it.
yeah. Pull
I think
up.
it's worth. That's why I sent it. We don't gotta watch the video, but just show that.
Hey, you remember the Chappelle skit, the player haters ball? Put this guy in the player haters ball. He's winning the award this year.
Mother and daughter sharing the same husband and baby daddy. It's such a beautiful thing.
It's not often that a mom and daughter are pregnant at the same time, let
This
alone
seems
by the
fake.
same man. But
This is fake.
That's
we
a
wouldn't
unique
want
cat.
things to be any other way. So when I found out that my mom was pregnant and by the same man as me,
All right,
We're in the
let's
same
move on.
dress
you know,
too.
honestly,
This seems like the beginning to a niche porno.
I think
That's
they might
not
like
re-
it. They
This
might
isn't
like
a
it.
pool.
Yeah,
this is
they
a bathtub.
might, wait,
But-
that's the
but-
intro to their porno.
That shit. That she was talking like she had the acting ability of your average porn star. That's like what porno sounds.
Did we just give a plug
Yeah,
to their
but-
porno?
No, but notice how
It's not the
weird it
first one
is
we
because
probably
last
do that to today. So I
There's
mean,
no way that shit's
No.
real.
yeah, but does anyone
I
else
believe
like
that
see the
Tiger
double
King is
standard
real
here?
before I believe that shit's real.
Yeah, but does anyone else see the double standard here? Like last week, Landon, you brought up that girl that cheated on her boyfriend with her dad.
Oh, we
and
never
people
checked
were,
in
like,
on that.
looking-
Sorry.
Yeah, people were looking at that like it with scorn, like people were making fun of all the people involved. Yet somehow this story I think
it's-
normal people
you think it's a race
look at
issue,
it as
Jack?
degenerate, but
Is that what you're trying to say?
nonetheless, that story gets like with the sexes reversed, that gets somewhat positive coverage, and I think that's weird.
I don't think it does. I think everybody finds both of those situations pretty fucking weird.
Okay.
You're able to keep it at a bit of a distance on the internet. Like I really don't believe that the female one was real. Honestly, I actually heard that the dad one isn't real either.
So she's apparently suing a bunch of people because it's not true.
Yeah.
Basically, the story was their story was that he just basically tried to like sexually assault her, allegedly, and that he like climbed on top of her. She kicked him off, and then like she said, and she told people. So
it's a lot.
We don't
less,
know.
It's a lot less funny of a story, isn't it?
It's a lot less funny. That takes the wind out of a lot.
Well, how about the Mary Kate coin? How's that doing?
Yeah, can we check the Mary Kate?
We definly missed the. We missed. Yeah, we missed.
We missed the pump. Now it's dumping.
Yeah, it's on.
I think it's already dumped for a while.
Dude, you got like, when it comes to crypto, a second is a year.
Somebody made a coin yet just called Pump and Dump Coin?
I feel like you'd make a good coin, John.
On whatever that sketchy website was that coin was on. It was like mental.io. Yeah, we'll do that one. Pew Research poll, though, Jack. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yep.
Over 50% of young liberal women have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. Has a doctor or healthcare provider ever told you you have a mental health condition? Percentage is saying yes.
What's going on with the age groups? Oh, so the young ones not doing so hot.
Interesting.
It's a new development.
It is wild that conservatives are so much lower, and then the moderates progressively go up, but then the liberals are just.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
And the
those charts are all wrong, though. The women should all be 100 in a flat horizontal line.
Yeah, and the conservative men is actually doing the inverse of the liberal men. The millennials are getting told yes.
30 to 49. You guys are 18. Well, you're more crazy than me.
You saying I'm a liberal?
No, look at the conservatives. The 18 to 29-year-olds are like 15%, and the 30 to 49-year-olds are like 8%.
Yeah, I mean, I just believe that more so from, like.
It's actually crazy that liberal men are over. It's like a third.
I think you also got to count now that like there's like therapy apps now. Like you can just you don't even have to actually go to.
Yeah, like how what has a has a doctor or healthcare provider ever told you that you have a mental health condition? So it has a doctor told you.
Yeah, but that could still be a person over a text, right?
I guess. I have no idea.
I don't know if there's qualifiers to this poll.
Yeah, well, there's another study or survey linked under it.
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
On happiness.
That is interesting.
Happiness?
Liberal
on
women.
Happiness, yeah.
Liberal women are most likely to feel unhappy and lonely often.
A few times, women who self-report feeling lonely a few times a week or more.
Only ages 18 through 40.
I bet there's a strong overlap with married and single. Like conservative.
Liberal woman least likely to be completely satisfied with life.
Oh my God, what's the 12? Holy shit.
Wow. 12% of them are satisfied.
Although, so even at the best end of conservative, it's still only 37.
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
2/3 of women are unsatisfied in the best case scenario. Holy shit.
And while I think we all have our own share of thoughts on this, Charlie Kirk actually gives his thoughts if you want to hear it. Maybe you can rate his answer, John.
His thoughts or massage thoughts?
Good point. It might be one the same.
Men are turning more. We're proven.
Hold on.
There's a YouTube window, you know. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I fucked up.
Wait, I put an ad blocker on here
second.
finally. That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there.
Men.
It's not. It's not.
That was really loud.
There's a lot going on. I'm sorry. Volume down.
You're good.
Are turning more. We're proven to be more right wing, more conservative. But the women are suffering out here. So I would like to know. I'm involved with TP USA, and I want to know what it is that I can do when I'm around women here in Las Vegas, Nevada, which I'm battle born in this battleground state. And I would like to know what I can do to start to change minds with love and.
Why do you think women are so liberal?
You know, I watched you on the
whatever.
Yes, yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, it's just it's so hurtful to see, you know, how they are sexually and how it's just so, you know, okay. And I think that a lot of them are suffering, and I think that, there's a lot of father issues there.
A lot of daddy issues, for sure.
Issues.
Yeah. So look, I'm not an expert in how to win over young women for conservatism. The biggest thing is this: more young women need to get married at a younger age and start having kids. The single woman issue is one of the biggest issues facing the civilization. Yeah, we have more single women in the early 30s that are the most depressed, suicidal, anxious, lonely in America's history, because there's a biological clock that's going on, and they realize that they're not going to be able to have kids, and that they're not as desirable in the dating market or in the dating pool, and so they start to lash out on the rest of society.
So date like you're going to marry, I guess. That's going to be...
Well, yeah, just get married early. Like, reject the siren song of modernity and have lots of kids. Like, being a partner at a local law firm actually isn't that big of a deal. Having 3 kids is a really big deal, and will make...
I thought he was just going to say that for a second. Throw out
What?
your TV. Throw out paper. Ding, ding, ding. Move to the country.
Eat a lot of peaches.
Yeah, build a home.
Yeah, but do you guys agree with him? Like, the solution to young women being depressed and mentally ill is to find a man, like, early, not try to waste like, maybe get a career, but also just focus on getting a family first.
I've heard Tucker Carlson speak on this in a similar way, where he said, like, people think you're supposed to have your life figured out and then have children. It's like, you never figure out life, so have children and then figure out how to deal with the children and then continue trying to figure out the rest of life.
There's definitely some truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there is. Like, I really want to have kids soon, but I'm close to being financially where I want to be, but I would just like to give it another couple, like a year or two. You know what I mean?
I don't believe this notion that it takes like $80,000 or whatever they say to raise a children.
No, and I mean, I don't know what your guys' childhood was like, but like we got by just fine on not a whole lot.
Well, especially once you have one, you start to have hand-me-downs.
Yep, you don't know any different, and it's a little different though, because when I was a little kid, my mom used to chuck us out the door, and we'd go run around and come back at dinner time. Basically, she'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here and don't come back unless someone's bleeding."
You're like the latchkey generation. You're latchkey kids.
Is that what that's
That's
called?
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like your parents worked, and like you. I mean, not necessarily.
My mom didn't work. She just didn't want to watch.
No, I'm
us.
saying like, well, yeah. I'm saying your generation though. It was like if parents worked, then you had a key and you came home. You let yourself in. You let yourself.
We didn't even have a key.
lunch
We just
after
left
school.
the fucking door open.
Well, it depends where you live. I mean, we were in state college. So yeah.
Yeah. True.
You know.
Come
over my neck of the woods, John.
My one buddy, he sells real estate, and his phone was blowing up one day. I think he's just having a bad day or whatever. And an insurance person called and was like, I'd given him some sales pitch about like how he should use him for his customers and whoever he sells houses to for car insurance. He's like, buddy, I live in State College, PA. We leave our keys in the car at night and we don't lock it. Goodbye. It's like, I never thought about it that way, but that's true. State College. Oh. I don't know that I've ever heard of someone having a car get jacked in State College, and that's supposed to be like the biggest identifier to a true crime rate.
Interesting.
I heard it's like a top 5 safest city in America. Like I heard that's where we're at.
Super safe.
Mm-hmm.
Super safe. Shout out Stephen B. Said, I just lost a bank account because of an ex. Don't rush into it. Yeah.
I think it is different for men and women.
Or
and
get a prenup.
I think one of the good things that has come out of all this feminism is men realize that they have until at least 30. If not 10 years longer than that, and you still are completely viable to find a woman like 10 years younger than you, let's say, if you want to. But
that's a good point. Like, we shouldn't necessarily be the ones that are in a rush, is what you're trying to say, right?
Men definitely don't have to rush, and I don't know that I'd say women have to rush, but there is a clock with women. No, I mean there is. It's true. And I do think it seems like with the girls that hit about 30 now and older, something about that 30. When they turn 30, that clock fucking goes off the fucking charts and they get kind of baby crazy. But they never believe they will from 18 to 30. I don't. The thing I would disagree with Charlie Kirk about is the lack of relationships and reproduction to me feels very mouse utopian, if you will. You guys know that famous study?
Yeah, like get it, like figure out if you're a good match after, not right away.
Well, there's also like there's certain wild animals, there's some name for them like noble or something like that will not reproduce in captivity. And like nobody can really fucking understand why. But I think humans have become much more domesticated than they used to be, but at the same time, we still have enough wild animal in us that like when you see how shitty the world is getting, your urge to reproduce disappears entirely. It's regardless of who the woman is, and that's the mouse utopia experiment. And then you see like The rise in serial killers, rise in mental health issues, rise in crazy shit, rise in violence, which is all happening. That's Mouse Utopia too. Mm-hmm. And so certainly I agree with Charlie Kirk that it can't keep going in this direction and get any better. I don't think women will ever be happy. The ones that get married young and have a bunch of kids will see their friends being single and having fun till they're 30 and be kind of jealous of that. And then they'll get older if they stay with the husband and realize they made the right choice. But the ones who stay single hit 30 and then get jealous of all their married friends in reverse. And so like if you take those large population groups and look at both groups spend like the middle part of their prime years unhappy because they're looking at the ones that made the opposite choice. And they both have that grass is greener mentality, which is, I think that can be learned from, but I don't know that they seem to be learning that lesson. I do think the correct choice in the long run seems to be getting married young, having kids. Those women end up 40, 50-year-old and, not working, and they're like, damn, this is actually a lot better than my 40-year-old or 50-year-old single friend. Mm. But their 30 or 20-year-old single friend, they get jealous.
You gotta go get his food. Yep. How many bites do you think it takes him to eat a foot-long sub?
Like Nas is saying, or Nas, whatever you want to call yourself, too much stress halts testosterone production. Yeah, I think it's, and I think your engagement, so that's maybe an argument to disconnect and unplug. Is he beating him up for being late with his food?
He's running down the block. He literally just ran up the stairs.
He's got to eat so many calories because he burns so many calories chasing his food.
Yeah.
But maybe we can transition into the next phase of this topic because this happened recently. Elon had a baby in secret with a conservative influencer by the name of Ashley St. Clair.
Conservative.
Yeah. Conservative. And that's pretty much the conservative quotes. That's pretty much the entire question here. Are the people that we look to for advice in the conservative movement, do they really encapsulate what it means to be trad?
I have a thought on this, I guess. I've noticed, having been in this world for almost 10 years now, there's kind of there's many different categories of content creators, but in one model, there's two categories. There's ones that want to be famous, and there's ones that want to affect genuine change and don't give a fuck whether they're famous or not. I always like the people more in the latter category, and I think I am one.
Like the Alex Jones in public radio in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, like Crowder or Tim Pool, although Tim Pool seems to be kind of tired of it all. But there's definitely, and not trying to be sexist, but the female ones seem to be much more grifty. They always end up coming out of doing some real shady fucking shit. So do a lot of the males.
It's a lot easier for them to gain that initial fan base.
Well, yeah, that's their weapon. Sex is their weapon, and that's how they gain power. And so, I don't fully blame them, but Ashley St. Clair clearly, I think, had a pretty sinister plan.
Yeah, if you want to read it out.
Conservative influencer Ashley St. Clair announces she gave birth to Elon Musk's child. 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father, Ashley said. In a statement posted on her X and shared by her publicist, she revealed she had not previously disclosed this, but decided to make an announcement as the tabloid media intended to break the story. That is her statement with the paper bag crumbling in the background.
Holy shit, look how big that fucking sandwich is. Look at the sandwich.
But this is her post.
It's like 18 inches.
5 months ago,
My God.
Is that your before dinner snack?
It actually is, because my girlfriend made dinner too. So,
all right,
babe. I'll be home in an hour, babe.
Unwrap that thing.
All right, make sure you count how much time passes when by the time
Blanca cut into 4 pieces.
Show that thing off a little bit.
Fucking 4 pieces? Is that 2? What?
Spicy ham, capicola.
Shit looks really good. I'm not gonna lie.
We got some mayo, some sub oil, provolone, lettuce.
You can't tell him his food looks good after the way you shit talking your food earlier.
Yeah, you were shit talking my skinny starving food.
Shout out Lori. It was good, but this is a lot better.
Such a gigantic fucking sandwich, dude. Look at this fucking thing.
That's the shot I wanted right there.
But yeah, getting back to Ashley St. Clair.
Sorry, Jack. Does
does anyone see like an inherent hypocrisy here? Because you have to be an idiot to think, oh, I just loved Elon Musk for his personality. She did for the money.
Is it even true? Do we know that?
That it's actually his kid?
I know it's easy to say, like, of course he had another kid because he has like fucking 25 or whatever, but.
Yeah. Well, Elon is supposedly ignoring Ashley St. Clair right now.
That's what, like, cause it's not like he's never denied the existence of another child.
Well, didn't you? I don't know if you have the link to this, but some text messages got leaked way before she ever even met him. That she was texting with one of her friends, and she's like, "I'm trying to have Elon Musk babies.
I saw that.
I need some good jokes so I can get him to fuck me."
So I can.
And then beyond that, I heard
some
some theories that she's a little Ghislaine Maxwell-ish. It was a honeypot.
Yeah, I did see that text message you're talking about, John.
That's a whole another level I wasn't ready for, to be honest.
Well, I was just saying, I mean,
honeypots are a big thing in the world of athletics.
That's what I was going to say.
If
a Penn State football player gets honeypotted, then why wouldn't Elon Musk?
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens all the time.
Yeah, Landon. I heard stories where like women who like NFL players have fucked will dig out like condoms out of the trash.
So one of the theories is that that's what Ashley St. Clair did.
Just dig through Elon's like garbage.
She pulled the condom out of the toilet or something like that.
Something that's, and this kind of fits the topic, something that's really interesting that's going on, more specifically in the NBA world, but it crosses over to NFL, NBA. They're all having babies with the same women, but like multiple guys, they're dating the same girls. It's like they want these very specific type of women that just run in the same circles as them, and it's. If you looked at the crossover, someone sat down and really went through some court records and figured out like some charts and stuff. I think there's a lot of crossover between NBA players, NFL players, and their baby mamas.
Probably like rappers too.
If you did all those three, you'd have so much crossover. So much.
You're saying the women are like making a career out of, or that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. And then people want to hear what they have to say because they like, hanging out with their favorite rappers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And while we're on that subject, Mihai, pull up the Musk family tree. Because it's really interesting. Elon Musk's children, the billionaire, is rumored to have 13 kids with 4 different women. And if you guys can believe it, this image is out of date because he has since had a 14th child with one of the women listed.
Damn.
I like the caption on this. For one, I cannot wait for the Game of Thrones style battle that will occur over the Empire of Mars.
There actually is going to be some crazy succession battle.
Yeah, this is the crazy dynasty. Yeah, so here are the wives, or just people he's had children with. Justine Wilson. I forget what she does.
Jesus, she looks like Eileen Wuornos.
That was his first wife way back in the day, right?
Yeah, that was his first wife. Grimes, like pop star Grimes, that was his second wife, but they had divorce and a falling out because she became like libtarded. She tried to trans his one of his kids or something.
Okay, that's that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Siobhan Zillis, she works in SpaceX or something, like one of his companies to an extent, and she's the one that had another child with him. So she's like, he's still slamming that. Or he's still tapping that. And Ashley St. Clair, she is the latest one to be a partner with him.
All right, I think Ashley's probably the winner here. What are we thinking, gentlemen? So sorry.
Obviously.
Okay,
how come there's like no pictures of those two, Damien and Nevada?
It's just not shown.
Nevada's a baby.
Secret love child.
And there's Strida. I like the name Strida.
X is the one we always see, right? Yeah.
Exit dark side rail. Techno Mechanicus.
Holy shit! Wait,
Techno Mechanicus.
I knew about X, but I didn't know Exa Dark Side Rail and Techno Mechanicus. Is that fucking Warhammer? Isn't that a Warhammer thing?
Probably. Techno Mechanicus.
Techno Mechanicus Musk.
Side rail looks a lot like Israel. Just saying. Sorry.
No, that what do you call that A and E combined together? There's a name for that letter. And it's like side reel. That has a
I mean, the question is, as a man though, if you get to that point where you have that much money and you can do whatever you want, are you just going to start populating like this, like Genghis Khan? Just
yeah. I mean, as absurd as this is, there's many people in history much more absurd than this.
Oh,
I mean,
extremely more.
Fucking absurd. Even the modern Saudi Arabian guy has like 300 kids.
I have terrible news.
What?
Techno Mechanicus is a trans.
Tau Tau Technomechanicus.
Yeah, and that's what I think. This is the moment where Musk
So it's
became like a
Technomechanicus, you're saying? Technomechanicus.
I think the naming it like in the I don't know. It went to Optimus Prime. I thought he could just change shape.
Literal transformer.
Yeah. It went Autobot on you.
No, I'm good.
Let me go back to what else we got here. Unnamed. Unnamed is
can I
funny.
just show off this bite real quick?
Yeah.
Tell me that bite doesn't look tasty. Right? Wait.
You can zoom in with that camera if you really want to.
Where are we at? We're up here? Oh, here we go. My fault.
Oh, you gotta get Mihai to.
I got a little sauce on my finger. But look at that. It's like when it's. I mean, that's a good sandwich. Oh, I didn't even hear. That's a good sandwich right there, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. I just wanted to show that.
You got to plug.
Dude, that sandwich. Hold that up again. Hold that up. Fuck, man. That reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
What's funny is I actually thought that he was making that joke on purpose.
Yeah.
And then I realized he just genuinely loved the sandwich.
Once I realized he actually liked the sandwich.
I thought he was
had to say
trying
it.
to be gross, but he was actually genuinely like, yeah, I love it. I love eating that. It's tasty.
I love me some Arby's.
That's some tasty ham.
Yeah, but
wait, while we're
I
talking
guess to
about,
close on.
sorry, there was Arby's in Studio Center here.
That was Mihai.
Here at Studio Center. Mihai, please answer for. I see an Arby's cup.
Landon, I can vouch for that. He literally come in like 2 seconds. He goes, "Where the fuck? You got this fucking Arby's?
Where is there an Arby's around State College?
It's like 40 minutes away from here.
What?
Going towards Harrisburg, yeah.
And you stopped there?
I didn't. My parents did on the way back with the puppy.
Getting a golden retriever. Yeah, that's so super.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're on the way back from the middle of nowhere, maybe I can excuse
I was mad, dude. I didn't even want the Arby's. It's like, man, why do they? Now I can't. Like, I don't have an excuse.
Hey, real quick, I see Cameraman Jay, longtime viewer, first time commenter. What's going on, Cameraman Jay? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for commenting.
Comment more. No rules here.
Mr. Cameraman Jay.
Their mozzarella sticks are
Jack,
actually good.
You know what I'm most excited about for you to get back here?
Eat Arby's with you.
I'm sorry. I just said their mozzarella sticks are good. I just had to give that record. If you somehow get trapped at an Arby's in some weird situation, because you should never be at an Arby's, you can get the mozzarella sticks. They're good. And the curly fries are honestly okay, too.
The curly fries are
just
good.
don't get any roast beef sandwich.
You actually do on your channel a series called, I think it's called Training Table.
It's called Training Table.
You go around, that's actually a great idea. I was like, who better to give food tips than a fucking offensive lineman?
Yeah, I grab.
Like, you know that shit's good if he's like, it's good.
I cover Penn State, and so I get a new Penn State guest every time. Might be a player, current player, former player type of thing, and we go try different food around the
When
Penn
you
State
walk into
area.
a restaurant, does the maitre d' just go, fuck?
Only at a buffet,
He
because I'm
immediately
trying not to
starts
break
snapping to the back.
What's that stupid buffet? I don't even know if it's still in business anymore. The famous one.
What?
Old Country?
Yeah, Old Country.
I used to go to Old Country, and their hash browns that they're like McDonald's style. Oh my god!
Did you just take the whole fucking hotel trip?
After a little bit, my mom took me to the doctors, and they were like, "You might be developing type 2 diabetes right now."
You're like 7.
I was. No, what happened was I'm one of 4 boys. I'm the youngest, and so my brothers are sitting in the front seat, and my mom's like, "You're not heavy enough to sit up there." And I said, "Oh, okay, that sounds good." And I just started putting on weight, and then I'm serious. They told me they're like, "You got high
your
risk."
whole athletic career owes itself to you wanting to sit in your mom's front seat.
Yeah, it made me an offensive lineman pretty much, but I was a high risk for type 2 diabetes, so I was.
But you're still here.
Still here now, eating a sandwich.
His only dream was to become a police officer when he grew up.
Yeah, but
I like
guess
that joke. That was a good joke.
Yeah, I guess to close on Ashley St. Clair, do you guys think that she really wanted her privacy, or do you think if she really wanted her privacy, she would keep it to herself?
I'm in the conspiratorial camp of that it was indeed a honeypot. She was intentionally trying to get pregnant without him knowing in order to do this exact. I mean, come on, Valentine's Day, she announces it.
It's funny. I believe it. Especially just because, like I said, you saw that family
She tells
tree.
she tells the entire media to respect her privacy,
and then does an interview.
Yeah,
like the next day. Yeah, in like
You
her
think
$10,000 apartment or whatever. Yeah, she wants attention.
You think she heard that like Elon was taking someone out for Valentine's Day probably, and she got triggered?
No, I think she thought. I think
that's
she
a good
thought
point.
posting that type of thing on Valentine's Day would maximize the exposure. It's
It
totally
had
a
to.
calculated move.
To his point, though, it had to have made Elon Musk Valentine's dinner a little awkward when that tweet broke. That while they're like,
I mean, which one of those women
they're in
was he?
small talk.
Yeah.
Do you think it is awkward though?
I don't think he was with any of those women. If you want me
Yeah,
to
he was probably with 3 different ones. He was probably with those 2 fucking ladies in that blackout.
Yeah, he had a 2 o'clock, a 4 o'clock, and a 6.
And the dad that fucked the daughter. He was having dinner with all of them.
And the girl from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And the girl from
Yeah.
and Ilan Omar and her brother / husband.
And her brother.
Yeah.
Her brother husband.
We actually have one more major topic to get through for the women portion of the episode, and that is Andrew Tate. If you guys want to talk about that, he is in legal drama.
Came to Florida, right? And DeSantis launched in. I think that's entirely performative. I think DeSantis knows his base, which is conservative Christian, and so he just saw an easy win.
Yeah, we talked. It's a very weird sort of drama that's going on with him right now. So so Andrew Tate is a dual citizen, right? He's both American and British, and somehow some conservatives or politicians were trying to block him from coming back into the United States, and which I don't think is really constitutional. I don't think you can block a United States citizen from coming back.
No, I'll tell you, Jack, this is performative politics. Every politician that will inevitably need to be elected again tries to find an easy win. And Andrew Tate is an easy win because you just said he's just an easy fucking win. So as soon as he came to Florida, every shitty manipulative politician out there, and some good ones too, we're just like, bang, let's get some political capital. Easy. Just dunk on Andrew Tate. It's a win. You cannot lose that comment battle.
What are the odds Ron DeSantis has ever even listened to like anything Andrew Tate has said?
Yeah, I doubt that. I don't think they give a shit. I mean, they probably just probably some aide was like, hey, this famously misogynistic guy that is an avatar for this clownish form of masculinity is coming. Just shit on him. You'll plus 5 points in the polls.
What color is your Bugatti, John?
Yeah.
You want my thoughts on Andrew Tate? Genuinely, I think he's an intelligence agent.
For whom?
Israel.
I don't think that would be true. I don't think he would be Muslim.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, I think he fucks. He has a cam whore business. He drinks and smokes. That fucker's not Muslim at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the opposite. I don't like.
I get it. I was the same way when I was 20. But just someone comes on your TV or phone screen and says, "I am this." Why in the fuck do you just believe them? If I said I was Muslim, would you just I can do that too? Just because someone says some shit, you don't. It means
no. I do believe that he's it has at least his own version of the Muslim faith, if that makes sense. I don't think that he necessarily follows it to the strictest. He's no Sunni
more
or
liberalized version of the faith.
Just because his brother is actually a very outspoken, devout Christian.
He's no different than
these debate about
all these politicians and famous people that have made being very Christian a part of their identity, and then you find out they're banging gay hookers and doing meth on the weekends. Same shit.
Talking about Anthony Weiner?
He's Jewish. No, it's just there's been a ton of them.
No, I mean, I get it.
It's like one degree of intelligence. It's like 110 IQ is like, oh, my voter base is fill in the blank, Christian and white. What should I try to do to win an election if that's it? Act Christian and white. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like Andrew Tate. Like I've said before on the show that I don't like him. But to me, it still seems abundantly clear that he's become like a coordinated target for people at Con Inc. or whatever you'd like to call him.
He's controlled
have you guys heard about this?
Opposition is the word.
Yeah, have you guys heard about this? Jason Whitlock, he was commenting on how he thinks it's weird that everyone is going after Andrew Tate for some reason. And he mainly went after the Daily Wire for another story that we'll hopefully get to eventually. But everyone in the Daily Wire, like Jeremy Boring, like the CEO at Daily Wire, he was going after him. Like he was saying Jason Whitlock is a fat fuck or something. Like they're trying to.
Here's what's going on there, Jack. So the controlled opposition thing, this is how they utilize this as a tool for mainly changing laws and social perception. What the government would love to do, which is massively illegal, is just investigate people for no fucking reason. Instead of waiting for there to be a crime and then investigating, they just look for a crime. They do this to Donald Trump too. They want that to become accepted as normalized. amongst the American voting population. They want you to accept meritless investigations into literally any American citizen at all. So then what they do is they create a propped up puppet figure that is controlled opposition, like Andrew Tate, that everybody universally comes to hate. And then they do that thing that they really want to do, investigate for no fucking reason, and they have the masses cheering for it, never realizing I am encouraging that now to happen to myself. Or this ties into the whole women thing of like, yeah, believe all women. Oh, do you have a son? Yeah, I do. What if that happened to him? Oh shit. They don't, you like, and it's like, I can't believe that didn't occur to you, but it doesn't. Yeah, so you see that this is all social engineering, and they do this with gun control is a huge obvious example. Get some crazy motherfucker to go shoot up a school and then call for gun control, which has nothing to do with how they got their gun usually. There's gun crimes, like guns are illegal in Chicago and New York, and people get shot there every fucking day. It's irrelevant. All they want is for it to be normalized, to normalize gun control that goes well beyond the law, which is shall not be infringed. We should have tanks and fucking RPGs and shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you were allowed cannons back in the day, and you would think the tank would be the
Like
my
warships,
grandfather's,
too, like
my
naval
great-grandfather bought my grandfather from Army Surplus a fucking Jeep and a 50 caliber machine gun, mounted it on the Jeep, and when he was a kid, he used to drive through the Minnesota woods, cutting down trees with a functional 50 caliber Jeep-mounted machine gun. That's a few generations ago.
I don't disagree with you that Tate is like. I don't necessarily agree. I don't disagree. I'm just that he's intelligence of some form. I just don't think that he's Israeli because he's been very pro-Palestine. And
well, I think there's a lot of overlap between Israel and the UK and the US. It's maybe all the same thing.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't disagree with that either. It seems that there's like sort of a shadow organization within those organizations that have formed into one, whether it be Mossad, MI6, or CIA.
Cooper,
Yeah.
is that right? That Tate's dad was CIA or MI6? That might be.
I have heard that.
On the other side, so was Tucker Carlson's dad, and you see this everywhere, and so was Glenn Maxwell's dad. They're all, so in a lot of ways, it does very much look like you're watching a show, because you are, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just a show.
And that's primarily the reason I couldn't ignore like the Tate lawfare or what's ever happening against him, because again, like I don't like the guy. I wouldn't really buy. I wouldn't.
No,
really
let me be clear. I don't like him either.
It just becomes so obvious. Like there's this one video that was being shared around of him allegedly, when he was 25, like allegedly hitting someone repeatedly. And then when you look at the uncensored version, the full context, it's not abuse. Like it's not really him committing any crime. It's just like a weird, like a LARP or something.
Another part, just quickly, of the controlled opposition, and Jordan Peterson is a great example of this. You say you're socially engineering your population of slaves, and then there becomes a problematic social change that starts happening, like the movement towards masculinity and independence and freedom and all that stuff that happens with people your age and my age. And so what they do is they create a false avatar of all those ideals, Jordan Peterson, and then the very smart psyops, or whatever you want to call them, they'll last 10 years, 20 years, maybe your whole life. He is great. He's awesome. You agree with everything he says, and then suddenly he just starts being a giant faggot. And he gets addicted to drugs. And if you're not careful with your critical thinking, you'll be like, oh, all those things I thought were good lead to this. And so then it's an attack on these successful and healthy ideas. You create a representative of those ideas, and then you let them tank.
Interesting. I just think this is an interesting video to add to this conversation. Is Andrew Tate 3 days ago speaking on Ben Shapiro? Whoa, did not mean to do that.
Let's go to Shapiro. So,
little Ben.
Shapiro.
One second, I'm Ben. Let me lower my chair. Let me lower my chair down.
Listen, I suggested the other day that you and Ben do a podcast together.
Listen, let me tell you about Ben Shapiro.
I'm
I'm not even going to read Ben's crap. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Ben's crap. Let me tell you about Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, the only OnlyFans donates to AIPAC, which pays Ben. So when he complains about anything to do with me helping girls optimize webcam profiles 12 years ago is absolutely hypocritical. He's taking money from OnlyFans today. He's taking money from OnlyFans as it stands.
Ben does OnlyFans videos?
Ben, I'm sure for enough money he would. Midget
I did
porn.
not know that.
Midget porn. OnlyFans are paying APAC, which are paying him as it stands.
that's what you're
so
saying.
anything about his pornography crap can go out the window. Anything about him complaining about my criminal charges, once again, due process out the window. I like to think, after what they just did to Trump. By the way, remember, Trump is convicted, and he's president, and nobody believes it. I'm not even convicted. And Trump was convicted in an American court, New York. Okay, you can barely call it American, but it's better than Romania. And I'm not even convicted. So he's our president we all respect and look up to. But me, with a lower barrier, who's been lower down the chain, they're going to pretend they're offended by for some reason. So what Ben does is say, Andrew's a criminal, and Andrew did pornography, even though he takes money from porn, and I'm not convicted. And he only does this because he's extremely small, and I'm extremely big, that's why he's upset. He's small and upset, and he's just going to have to sit over there and be small and upset.
Back at it again with the.
Yeah, even if you don't like the guy, he has an interesting way of talking. It's entertaining, at least.
It's very WWE, for sure.
I like the Red Baron, the accent, Las Vegas by way of Sheffield. He does randomly drop those British O's.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
When did he come on the scene? Was that 2019, 20?
He's artificial. Like he just kind of was there all of a sudden.
Plant?
He's like somebody said in the comments. I think it was Zeb. Actually, you guys know who Ian Carroll is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with him. He was
I
on
watched
Joe
some of the
recently.
Rogan.
Talking about controlled opposition and appearing out of nowhere, and then suddenly you're on Joe Rogan. Great example. Where did he come? Or like Lex Friedman is maybe another example. Is like,
Lex Friedman is the biggest controlled opposition I've
where the
seen.
fuck did he come from?
All of his credentials are fake. Like he tries to present himself as like this MIT researcher when he went to Drexel.
Have you ever watched his videos? They're terrible.
Have
Like
you
he must be like Elon Musk's secret son or something. He's related to somebody.
Have you watched? I think it was Tim Dillon when he had him on. He
Yes.
he pressed him on like, well, there's definitely controlled opposition and people are controlled by Mossad, and like you can tell he just gets really uncomfortable. He's like, well, why? What makes you think that? He's like, I don't know. He gives like a bunch of examples. He's like, I would have to verse myself in this topic more before I could talk about it. Was like his response.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, Mihai, Tim Dillon in another podcast episode like said, why is this guy like respected? I couldn't understand why this guy was smart.
You know, actually, you've seen the whole Vladimir Putin interview with Tucker Carlson. Putin does that to Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, Tucker says something about like the pipeline that blew up, and Putin's like, well, you know that, Tucker.
Yeah,
it was the CIA. You know that. Very strongly implying CIA guy, and he knows it.
And he also, in like the first couple minutes, like, and I know that you applied to be the CIA, and your dad was the CIA.
He's just
thankfully they didn't take you.
Yeah, Putin is just laying it on thick.
Yeah,
just so obviously knows. Yeah, so same thing. Anyway,
fascinating.
I don't know. You watch Andrew Tate in that clip, and to me, that's somebody that is probably very well coached in acting and
it's entertaining. That's why I think he's got.
But he's trained in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop noticing, damn it, says Aloha Snack.
And I think that's in response to Zeb, who was saying the chat is weak. So also thank you, Zeb.
Apparently, some people are complaining about it getting censored by YouTube or something.
Say that again. Sorry.
Apparently, some people in the chat are complaining about YouTube censoring some of the comments or chat.
Do you have live chat on it? So if you have top chat on it, we'll do that.
I have like live chat on.
Who's saying?
Or I'm looking at live chat.
People do say that sometimes, but if you see a chat that says my chat's not showing up, then it's probably just something weird happened.
Yeah, but John, it kind of is appropriate to say that if Ben Shapiro accepts money from AIPAC, that there is, while still complaining about child exploitation, there is a somewhat of a hypocrisy there because.
Oh, I hate Ben Shapiro.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but American Jews or American pedophiles that are Jewish can flee to Israel to escape persecution, right?
Ben Shapiro is even beyond controlled opposition. He's just opposition.
Who isn't controlled opposition?
It's a good. I think it's a fair. No, I don't think that's a stupid question at all. I've gotten very cynical in my advanced age compared to you guys. Anyway, I don't think you make it unless you are part of that. I literally think no one famous is not somehow made some sort of deal with the devil. You either have blackmail on you and therefore are controlled, or you're just willingly part of it. There's that whole, like, how many of these celebrities have that one trans kid? Even Dwayne Wade. A lot of people say that that's part of the agreement in order to truly get blown up and be famous.
Little sacrifice.
A lot of people say Kobe Bryant went down for not agreeing to do that.
Hey, not
He was
David
suing-
Allen Coe. David Allen Coe has one of the hardest lines I've ever heard. He goes, I met with the devil, but I never made a deal. I thank the Lord above that gave me these hands to play this piece of wood and steel.
I think there's enough of us out there that have been approached by some kind of weird shit and did say no, and we don't do too well on the, on the internet anymore. Don't make as much money as we used to. Just say, somebody out there might be dealing with that. I'm just saying.
Didn't Kobe Bryant was suing some couple different pharmaceuticals?
Kobe also had that rape charge against him. Remember that?
Yeah.
Young guy.
Yeah, okay, fucking young guy. That was a pretty incriminating accusation, though.
Well, I think
he did.
He fucked.
Allegedly,
he
did.
fucked her, but I don't think he raped her.
Yeah, so I guess that's the whole debacle. It was a lot easier.
But that was probably a honeypot.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to believe pre-Me Too and all that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he, like most fucking famous dudes, it seems like, just kind of had a moment of weakness. Fucked some girl, but she, looking back on it, probably Ashley St. Claired him. Like, she intended to accuse him of rape, and she probably seduced him in some way.
Yeah, it's like Pete Hegseth probably got honeypotted too.
Oh yeah, all these people.
That's fascinating.
I think that's Elon Musk's weakness, quite clearly.
That's right, Williams Channel. Hell yeah, David Allen Coe. Hell yeah. Should we keep talking women, or we want to transition?
Whatever you guys want to do. Should we transition?
Little Ukraine.
We go Ukraine. Jack, what's the breaking news? What did you do this past weekend?
You ate that whole fucking
Well,
thing. God damn.
Yeah, well,
This sandwich is
it
about to
originally-
be gone.
Yeah, right. Oh, wait. Aloha Snack Bar. There are high-profile attorneys in SC that convert to the small hat religion, which brings up questions. Okay.
Dude, you know, it's another great
yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg is the best example of that kind of thing. You think her last name's really Goldberg? She openly says her mother told her to use that name or else she wouldn't be successful in Hollywood. That's like part of her. She's admitted that in interviews.
Shit, and ain't that smart though?
And it fucking works.
Yeah, I mean, fucking A. She was in Little Rascals with Donald Trump.
You know,
Yeah,
I
but
hate
getting
to
back
say
to,
it, but
Ukraine.
I kind of liked Sister Act. That's kind of actually a good movie.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen that.
It's pretty good.
Did you like her in Ghost?
I don't think I've ever seen another movie with her in it, just Sister Act.
You never seen The Little Rascals?
Okay.
She's in that?
She's the black kid's mom.
Don't remember that.
Yeah. And she was she chills with Donald Trump in the whole movie.
Landon ate that whole fucking thing. And then he's going to go home in an hour and eat dinner.
Did you time it? How long did it take him?
I don't know. I took my time with it, but I mean, I'm still pretty hungry. I ate all my chips. I'm gonna have some fruit snacks to finish this live stream.
That was actually a great clip, Zeb. Maybe as a transition, you all see Nancy Mace try to give Trump a hug, and when he grabbed it, that was actually really good.
I do. Have
Yeah, do you want to pull that up, Mihai, real quick?
Give me a sec.
You're good. You're good. We're just having a fun time. Just giving you a hard time.
By the way, though, Landon, the mics are on, so when you whisper, everybody can still hear you.
Yeah, I figured that. We got some good mics. Shout out Studio Center down here in State College. Check us out. Hit up John if you're interested, if you're in the area.
Yes.
It's cool. It's taking my stuff to the next level.
Available for content creators.
John is not only a good content creator, but he's helping the youth create things and content
He
and
loves
inspiring
children.
So you're making it sound kind of predatory.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know where it was going.
I'm trying. I'm trying to do something meaningful.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Here it is, though. Nancy Mace.
This was great.
This is awesome.
I didn't notice this. I saw this live and I didn't even
Tried to use the claw on Trump, and he defeated it.
It's her right hand. Watch her right hand.
Yeah, you got to watch a couple times, really.
It's so fucking smooth how he does it. Whoop!
She looks so disappointed.
It's like, nah, bitch.
I remember how you treated me when I was getting prosecuted.
Oh, slow. Even better. That's so much better and slow. Dude, he no-looked that hand. He wasn't even looking.
Yeah,
just,
that is a good... Yeah.
His 3D spatial awareness is fantastic.
Oh, one more time.
This is a slow-mo, yeah. Just looking right in her eyes. Never even fucking...
I mean, that's a man with some experience when it comes to women.
He's probably done that like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's like the you ever seen all the pictures of Keanu Reeves with women? What he does with his hands?
Oh yeah, they're like they're hovering.
He's
over
never
them.
quite touching them. It's fucking great.
That is hilarious. Like me in middle school.
But it's like every fucking fan photo with him, people realize he's always like a little bit not touching them. Just like, I ain't getting into this shit with you crazy bitches.
If you could hang out with one celebrity, who would it be?
Living?
Go living first.
Yeah, that's probably going to narrow it down a little bit. Man, I don't know. Everyone famous now kind of sucks in my opinion. Maybe like Tom Cruise seems like if he would agree to be honest and answer questions.
I don't know if you ever know if he was being honest.
That's what I mean. I'd be have to like somehow, some way that you're like, you are going to be honest. And then I'd just be like, we'd crack a beer and I'd be like, so let's start with Scientology.
Do you think it's okay that they're putting all these kids on these drugs, John? Do you know what they're putting these kids on? Ritalin? Do you know what Ritalin does to the mind, John? It is obscene. It is absolutely obscene.
Yeah, I'd probably walk away from that beer. Like, I'd be like, never mind, made a mistake.
Why do you have a cage in the corner of the room?
Dude, I mean, I don't know. There's like Putin would be incredible if you can call him a celebrity. I mean, Trump obviously would be really high up.
Really depends what you're going for. Are you going for the mental stimulation or the emotional stimulation? Like, do you want to like have a deep?
Oh, like, do I want to get drunk or just have a beer and a conversation?
Like, yeah. Do you want?
Yeah, those are two different people.
Party with someone, or do you want to like actually
like shit-faced party? Maybe like Mike Tyson
or like Kid Rock.
Kid Rock is up there. That would be a good one. I don't know. Kid Rock might get on my nerves.
John Daly.
He'd be good, but not in my top 10.
Yeah.
He would. I would probably say golfing with John Daly would be pretty.
I mean, it would be
that'd
awesome.
Be pretty fucking
I
fun.
had no way disagree. But if the number one person, John Daly,
I don't know. Do I want to talk to anybody else? I mean, really, what are you going to learn? Because if they don't have to be honest, I don't really think is that a requirement? Are you going to actually get?
Yeah, assume that like they would be open with you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that might change.
Yeah, there's like, otherwise it'd be impossible to answer because everybody would lie.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
Obama.
Do a bunch of cocaine with Zelensky.
You wouldn't have questions?
Obama? I mean, I would, but he wouldn't be in my top.
It'd be weird when he starts putting his hand on my thigh.
If I had one, if I only had one choice, I'd rather have fun than grill somebody.
Oh, so are you just looking to have fun, but also learn a little bit?
Well, that's what I'm
ideally both.
I think I'd rather have fun with somebody if it was
ideally both, but I'd rather like someone really smart and interesting than like somebody that I wanted to shit on. If I could only
Why have we not brought up like a woman yet? What's wrong? No one's.
I mean,
you want to listen to her complain the whole time? This is your one person you get to.
Well,
it's on.
You don't know what happens.
Kim Jong-un, somebody said in the chat.
I can only disappoint so many people, Landon.
Yeah, from a laughing dog. Sean Penn and only harass him with Madonna and Spicoli's questions for the troll of the century.
Yeah, I would just punch Sean Penn in the face.
Do you know who Forrest Galante is?
I don't even know who that is.
He is like the biologist, maybe is the correct terminology, but he's like this zoo guy who just like travels around the world and does shit with like crazy animals.
So zoologist then.
Zoologist, maybe. Yeah. I would hang out with him just to be like.
Steve Irwin when he was alive would have been like that kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like the modern day Steve.
Dude, I would go croc hunting with Steve Irwin with some beers and shit. That would be incredible. I'd go diving with stingrays with Steve Irwin.
I'm still sad about that. I
Yeah,
think that's
I
the
guess
last time I cried.
He was you guys really remember him that well?
Dude, that was my childhood.
Dude, maybe I was watching him a little older than I should have.
I was
been.
probably watching my brother's like old videos.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking like usually that like Jim Carrey-ish cartoon personality gets a little grating, but he was just so genuine. He'd be like standing on the shore of a fucking river, and then he'd be like giving his monologue for his fucking like intro, and then he'd just stop and be like, "You all see it? It's a fucking crack," and he'd just go jump in the goddamn river and grab it by the asshole and like drag it out. Be like, you'd just be like, I can't believe I can watch this for free.
Yeah, no, he is the man. Here you go.
Tonight, we go into a very isolated and extremely remote gorge in mid-western Queensland. Where we take a very unfortunate spill, nearly kill both of us. Son of a gun. Now, this is a python, carpet python. I've just taken a bite. Now, pythons, of course, can be aggressive. It's their only method of making sure that they don't get eaten by other predators. A bite is one thing, but they've got no fangs, they've got no venom, so no danger whatsoever. Working with animals has its moments, but luckily pythons are not poisonous, so I was in no danger. Some people think you'd have to be crazy, rescuing crocodiles and catching snakes, but the conservation of these animals is really important to me. Unfortunately, though, the job puts me in constant danger, but even the most dangerous times have their lighter moments, and tonight we're going to take you into our archives and probably shock and amaze you with some of our
You just probably got his
wildest home
copyright
videos.
struck, by the way.
Ah, fuck, I didn't think about that. But yeah.
Whatever, it's all good.
For Steve Irwin, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
If it goes to his wife.
What happened to Jack?
He had to kill someone real quick.
That's what I was going to say the same thing.
She escaped for a
the
second.
itch got too strong.
The door started opening.
Yeah. But where
Just
we
drag
leave
a
off,
body
Ukraine?
across the screen, Jack.
Yeah, we were supposed to go into Ukraine. We got all sidetracked on the celebrities. And
Yeah.
Speaking of women and bitches, Zelensky.
Yeah, I watched the whole unedited press conference with Trump and Zelensky in advance. And what I find interesting is that most people will only watch the quick 2-minute exchange where this was what you have on screen right now, Mihai, was before the press conference, and where Zelensky accused Trump of living in a disinformation space. And I think it was around that time that Trump also accused Zelensky of being a dictator. Am I sure that he's a dictator? I don't know. I think some aspects of his running the country is authoritarian, to be absolutely, but I don't know. And that seems to be something that Trump himself walked back. But
walking it back, or
getting
is
back
it
to the
cleverly doubling down?
I need the tone and how he said that. Was there sarcasm involved?
I don't know. I feel like we need a clip. I don't know if there is a clip though.
I feel like there's no way.
I mean, Zelensky quite literally is a dictator. He canceled elections.
Yeah, by definition, right?
He has one state media that's just glazing him.
You know that he literally
like that.
there was supposed to be elections and he canceled them.
He also closed all the churches.
Yeah, he's done a lot of fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
He also did that music video.
He also played the piano with his dick.
He did play the piano with his there's the president.
Yeah.
Or dictator. Literally dictator.
Yeah, but getting back to the press conference, it's really weird how the 2-minute clip that gets shared around is a Rorschach test, because you'll have people who hate Trump say, "Oh, Zelensky was obviously in the right," and people who hate Zelensky say, "Oh, well, Trump and Vance were obviously in the right." But if you look at the full context, it becomes pretty clear that Trump and Vance were the ones in the right, because they're the accusation that they were just ambushing Zelensky, that was the main purpose of this press conference.
Landon is eating fucking fruit snacks. I just want to point out.
You didn't even. I just had 2 Nature Valley bars, which I found out are awful for you.
Yeah, those are
right here.
The granola ones or the you got it's like all chocolate, dude.
It was all. Well, I think they're bad in general, like the ingredients. We're talking the bad guy stuff, the red dye 40 and whatnot. Who knows?
You shouldn't be eating.
Yeah, I just got a handful of. I get. I'm a little hungry. John's just destroying a box of cigarettes.
This is my form of eating. I'm binge eating. I'm binge eating over
John's
here.
had 20 meals today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 16, but I'll get to 20, probably 40 by the end of this show.
Yeah, but John, you watched the whole press conference. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we actually, 2 live streams ago, I've been trying to, since I haven't had time to make some pre-prepared videos, which I am getting back to, I fucking promise. But on Sunday night, we live streamed as the entire 50-minute exchange between Zelensky and Trump and Vance and everything, just for people that maybe wanted to see that full context. And it is, of course, very obvious when you watch the whole thing that Trump and Vance didn't do anything wrong, that they were kind of blindsided. And I'm of the opinion that Zelensky, who met with Democrats ahead of time, got some coaching, and they said, no matter what, just try to antagonize Trump and get that soundbite of somebody yelling, because we have a whole media campaign planned, which is called consensus cracking. So whenever something very obvious happens that you see with it, like the propaganda and the left.
Sorry, keep going.
No, I didn't know what you were doing. Was I going to eat me now?
You want the camera on you?
After him.
Well, so if you watch the whole thing, even if you just watch the exchange and you're objective, I think, it's pretty obvious Zelensky is trying to create some kind of stupid fight, and Trump and Vance are trying to stop the stupid fight. And so there's a consensus that Trump and Vance, that was the whole problem, that it was very obviously Zelensky being an asshole. So a consensus cracking operation is when you use propaganda to make it seem like that the actual consensus on the internet and legacy media is that Trump and Vance were the bad guys. So there was a shit ton of posts just immediately. Great, good point by Zeb as well. The meeting was a setup from both sides. The memes from it are gold, though. Yeah, Trump to some degree is predictable in the sense that he's not going to back down no matter what. If you know that, you say Zelensky, just fucking antagonize him. Sooner or later, he's going to raise his voice. We'll clip that. We'll show whatever little part of that we want, and we'll have our 10 million shills that are paid slaves in some Indian fucking, internet farm to all go on the internet and say, oh, Zelensky did everything right. That's consensus cracking. It's worth knowing. Happens all the time. Whenever anything happens, like Gavin Newsom does something stupid, Nancy Pelosi, et cetera, they run a consensus cracking operation on the controlled airwaves, which they control all of. All television, all internet, everything.
You think it was a threat?
Yeah.
What was a threat?
When he said, you might feel safe now when you're the
I
ocean.
don't. No, nobody's actually scared by that stupid shit. I think he was just trying to get a rise out of Trump, which he did.
Yeah, which I think that sentence was probably the most obvious out of all of them.
Yeah, I don't think anybody felt threatened. I think they had the reaction because of how fucking stupid of a thing it was to say. They're just like, are you fucking
Yeah, especially
serious?
when he's coming to us for
And then
money.
they clip that, and then you have this 2-second clip. Are you serious? And they're like, look at this tyrant.
Yeah, that's just something. Look, I'm not pro-Russia at all. It may be exaggerate how much of a threat they are, but I still think they're a threat to American interests. And they did start the war with Ukraine. But Zelensky is a terrible leader
That's
with
not
zero
even
correct
true.
instincts.
That's not even true. Zelensky,
You don't agree?
Zelensky has been trying to hammer this point home. Every tweet he's had since that meeting, he goes out of his way to say every time, he's repeating this on purpose, he's incepting you, Jack, like that stupid DiCaprio movie. Well, this all started in 2014. This all started, and he says that in every fucking tweet he writes, and then he writes other dumb shit. It didn't fucking... Ukraine, which is not even a real fucking country, was fucking with the Russian ethnic population in those 2 oblasts or regions or whatever you want to call them. And I kind of, frankly, agree with Putin, and he talks about this in that whole Tucker Carlson interview that nobody seems to have the IQ to watch the whole thing of, where he's like, let's say Canada had this border town that was full of Americans, ethnic Americans, but living in Canada. And they just started rocket bombing them for fucking 10 years. And then finally America's like, nah, fuck that. And they invade only that town to protect those people. And they say that's what they're going to do. And then that is what they do. There was a what's called a color revolution in Ukraine in 2014. That Ukraine was actually becoming very pro-Russian.
What was it? The Maidan Revolution, was it not?
The what?
I believe the actual name of that.
Oh, they call it like Euromaidan, I think.
Euromaidan, yeah.
Yeah, however you pronounce it, Maidan. Yeah, okay, yes, exactly. Yep, that's exactly it. And so they cooed the pro-Russian president and installed a you can say Ukraine, but it's really pro-NATO thing. And, people like to troll and say Russia's, 2 or 3 years into a 3-day operation. But Russia stated from the beginning, we're not trying to conquer Ukraine. We're trying to defend this population of ethnic Russians.
To your point of the propaganda, according to Wikipedia, the Euromaidan Revolution is actually the revolution of dignity.
That's like the People's Republic of China.
Yeah, exactly.
The Democratic Republic of North Korea.
Democratic Republic of the Congo, too. Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't think that Russia started this war. Russia had very clear requests that Ukraine not be put into NATO. And then the day before Russia invaded Ukraine, Kamala Harris went over to Ukraine and told them they would be in NATO, thus making Russia's biggest fears.
Yeah, I mean, I feel quite bad for the Ukrainians in all of this because they were dumb enough to believe that the West gave a fuck about them. It was all about fucking with Russia. It's called a proxy war. Did the same thing in Afghanistan against Russia.
Ukraine doesn't even Ukraine is.
You know why Osama bin Laden and all those fucking people got all those weapons back in the day? We gave it to them to prevent the Russians from taking over.
I made this point to my friend. He's very pro-Ukraine. I was like, you just wait until 20 years from now. He's in the military. Just wait till 20 years from now that those are the fuckers you have to fight because we gave them all these weapons.
It's happened to the Middle East has become such a clusterfuck, and all the weapons they have are fucking American.
Mm-hmm.
And we gave them to them because we didn't want the Russians to take control.
The Mujahideen.
There's all these the direct conflicts between countries like the United States and Russia may never happen again.
There's newspaper articles from like the 80s, like our greatest ally in the Middle East. His name is Osama bin Laden. He's here to save the day.
He literally was the guy we set up. We're like, this guy's great. He's a leader. Let's give him a bunch of shit. Yeah. That's how he became him. He's also the son of, he's like a billionaire. If you didn't know, he's kind of
regardless of who started the war or not, the left just sucks Zelensky's dick, and they kind of swallow whatever he gives them. There's no analysis of whether he's actually doing a good job as a wartime leader or acknowledging Ukraine's performance on the field.
He's terrible for his country.
Yeah, they keep on acting as though they're going to win back any of the land Russia has taken. That's impossible. Like, there's no way they can do that.
His job is to keep the war going. That is what he's being paid to do. And if you assume that conspiracy is true, all of his actions suddenly make complete sense. He is doing everything he can to make the war keep going. He doesn't give a fuck about Ukrainians. He doesn't give a fuck about Ukraine. He's some coke-headed actor that is playing a role. You know that before he became president, he got backed by a billionaire, a Ukrainian billionaire, in a TV show where he's a regular guy who becomes president. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as that TV show was the most popular show in Ukraine, then he runs for president and he gets fucking elected. Like, oh, it's like real life. How great. It was a fucking psychological operation.
Yeah, and people will call you Putin sympathizers for just like being critical of Zelensky, but we're giving Zelensky and the Ukrainians money.
Yeah,
so
don't
we're
get me.
expected to want a
Putin
return
is a
on
savage
what we're giving
animal
them.
and should not be trusted. And he's too smart and scary to almost even be allowed to be alive.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Also, that's a terrible framing or way to talk about someone you want to have diplomatic relations with. Like,
I think from what I've seen from Putin is he's been pretty fucking reasonable. And he's honestly been like, isn't it weird that we can't get direct access to just like listen to him
He
talk?
tried to join NATO in the 90s, and Bill Clinton told him no.
I think he had no choice. He's like, please stop fucking bombing these people. You're just being absolutely ridiculous. And if you keep this up, I'm going to have to invade to protect them. That went on for 10 years.
No, yeah. From his rise to power, all he wanted to do was be friends with the United States, but we are the ones that pushed him away.
Well, I don't know if I don't necessarily disagree or anything, but I don't think Putin is our ally. He is not our ally.
But there is no reason that we shouldn't be economically beneficial to us. And the more that we drive them into China's arm, the worse that is for us.
That's exactly what they've done. Now they're creating the eastern side of the world, this power block BRICS. China, who we also built up like fucking idiots.
You know who I feel like gets too big of a pass for being in BRICS? Those fucking Indians. How the fuck do we let them get away with that? Why do we not just put like 100% tariffs on
I honestly think I would want India to be on the opposing side.
But how does that even logistically work out? Because they hate India. Like India and China hate each other.
Yeah.
That's always fascinating.
It gives you some insight at how much everyone fucking hates what the United States is up to.
I guess that's really
we have just
real
no.
message.
I say we. The average citizen has nothing to do with this. Probably doesn't even know what's going on. But the corrupt leadership we've had has been like looting the planet apparently, and ourselves with U.S. aid and shit. They've been looting us the same fucking way. But they've just been going around looting people and building mansions and shit. And I just think everyone is getting fucking tired of it. And then now they're like, we need to make sure that everyone doesn't unite against us. And so now there's the propaganda. Black versus white, men versus women. We do a bit of it ourselves here. There's always a kernel of truth that's actually, there are genuine problems between men and women in America that need to be talked about. But they try to push it into this where you become adversarial, that you hate women. Don't go that far. Don't hate all the joking aside. Don't hate people of a different religion or race. That's divide and conquer. DNC. We talk about that. That's a propaganda technique. Old versus young. Any sort of little thing they can get you to fight over instead of noticing that they've been looting everybody. That's when the fucking house of cards comes down if that ever gets noticed.
Question. What kind of access do we have to, say, China, Ukraine, Russia, like their media? Like, what does that look like?
You can't really get
Can't access it at all?
And all our shit's banned.
Well, China is totally firewalled, in and out.
And all our shit, yeah, is totally banned there. So like the greatest example is TikTok, which is here, and people say that's a psyop against our own people, but the greatest evidence to prove that is that it's not even allowed in China. They have something else.
Yeah, do you see that with the Chinese TikTok? It's all like kids doing math problems
Yeah, it's like
and shit.
math and engineering or construction or whatever.
Thank you, Zeb.
Fuck.
Zeb Boykin.
Zeb is noticing with 2 O's maybe. I don't know. I mean, that seems to be the pattern. Who knows who's behind all of this? Who knows, Zeb? No one knows. No one knows.
Also, he wanted to follow up with this.
Of course it's a joke, Zeb. We get that.
It's in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. You've been 4channing me, huh?
Yeah. You don't even like Minecraft. That's the crazy part.
I don't know.
For all the crazy shit I've ever said, I would happily lock arms with a Muslim and a lesbian black woman if we could go kill these fucking rich people. I wouldn't give a fuck who was on my side with them. But they don't agree, so we are disorganized, as Arlie Ermy said in Full Metal Jacket. We are disorganized, grabastic pieces of shit.
When do you think that started? Like, when did the people up top start to really try to drive that? Because
I think it's been going on since the written word.
But it didn't feel like it, at least. Was that just, like, looking back to say, let's just talk about whatever, the 1960s. I mean, even then, but life just felt
the whole free
better.
love and drugs was probably a psychological operation to blow up the nuclear family and white culture and things like that, yes.
Damn,
probably.
Damn did it make music good, though.
Fucking government.
Yeah, but if you want to know when we had like a resurgence in
real
identity
quick, Jack,
politics,
Mihai,
it would be like...
Just real quick, and then talk while Mihai pulls this up, but pull up the picture of Forrest Gump with the upside-down Medal of Honor.
Yeah, but Landon, if you want to know when like a resurgence of identity politics happened, it would be, I would say it happened during Occupy Wall Street, because millionaires, like the rich, realized that they could just scam people
That was a
into
big
fighting
one.
themselves.
We almost broke through with that one, and it freaked them out.
Yeah.
They literally sent agents into that protest to disrupt it and make it look like a bunch of crazy. Same shit they did on January 6th. They did to Occupy Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
But it, of course, yeah. So
Is that what you're looking for?
he's actually wearing it, and he's like waving goodbye. Is that it? That peace sign, the one your mouse is over? No, he fucking doesn't even have it on there.
Eyes are cooked.
Yeah, it's the satanic star. It's like what they did to the GOP logo.
Oh.
Anyway, not to bring stupid pop culture and Forrest Gump into this, but
What is this? Why is this guy? You can't see his.
I saw a really
Forrest
autistic
Gump.
breakdown of Forrest Gump that was quite good, which is like retard hero who's just pure at heart gets convinced
is
to
it from
fall for this
Black-pilled?
AIDS-infested slut.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just a piece of shit who just treats him like garbage his whole life, and then finally,
Yeah, I know who you're talking
when
about.
all of
Black
her
Bill, Devin Sachs,
options
he made a
run
great
out,
video.
she finally falls in love with him. Supposedly.
Are you a Tom Hanks fan? You brought him
No, I
up like 3 times.
Fucking hate Tom. What do you mean 3 times?
He's been mentioned like 3 times this show by you.
What outside of Forrest Gump? When did I mention Tom Hanks?
You said you would maybe want to have a dinner with him.
No, I didn't.
Someone said it. I think it was John. We're gonna have to roll the tape.
I
on
definitely
that
did not say Tom
one.
Hanks.
No justice for Isaac Cappy, man. Sorry, we won't get that
Isaac
one.
Cappy.
I mean, allegedly. I mean,
That's
I don't
great.
know.
You bust out the craziest ones sometimes. I'm like, you do read this shit sometimes.
I do. I get into. I dabble.
Who's Isaac Cappy?
You don't know about that?
No.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole for you.
Yeah, that's a rabbit
go
hole.
Down on your, go down on your own time.
Yeah, go find it on YouTube tonight when you're laying
Is this
down.
like a Bill Hicks situation?
No, he made videos.
It's
He was
more
a famous
believable.
guy.
He basically was a D-level actor or something. And then during that whole Pizzagate, he came out and was like, yes, they're all pedophiles and I have proof. And one of them I have proof of is Tom Hanks. And then like a month later, he committed suicide by jumping off a freeway bridge.
There's a lot of little pictures that Tom Hanks left. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's definitely a conspiracy theory, but it's
interesting.
It's interesting to say the least.
There's a lot of interesting Pizzagate shit from back then.
It does seem like they like purposely threw out all this fake information about it to make it.
Yeah, it's called poisoning the well.
Mm-hmm.
This has all been happening so long. There's literally named terms for it. Yeah, so like flat Earth is probably a version of that. You get this insane retarded flat Earth thing. No offense if you believe in such things, but it's retarded. And then you get somebody like, I don't know, Alex Jones, maybe a bad example, but somebody that has a huge following, a controlled opposition, and they say 9 things you agree with that are objectively true. Like we're being oppressed and scammed and our money's being stolen. And then they go, and then the Earth is flat. And then what you do is you connect a bunch of legitimate complaints to a crazy one. And then anybody that says, hey, we're being oppressed and our money's being stolen, and then, oh, well, you must believe the Earth is flat too. It's like, what the fuck? No, I never said that. But that's what they do. It's consensus cracking. That's poisoning the well. That's that kind of shit. Yeah, they're really good at it. Really good at it. You can only survive it mentally if you have total self-confidence, self-reliance, as Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote. Great essay. You must totally believe yourself. That's the point of that essay, by the way, which I highly recommend you go read if you haven't. Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. American. Man is his own star is the quote at the beginning. Great quote. So, but anyway, the point being, he talks about how in his time people thought like great scientific minds were geniuses. But what you often find when you study these people is that they were relentlessly aggressive and didn't take shit. And if they had, we wouldn't know any of these ideas that they had. The famous one is Isaac Newton and gravity. So gravity, nobody had figured out. Isaac Newton was, I think, 19 years old or 20 years old. And the huge scientist of his time was this guy in England or Britain called Robert Hooke. And if you remember high school, Hooke's Law. So Robert Hooke was this huge titan, famous in his own time. He was old, 60 years old, rich, powerful, famous, blah, blah, blah. Isaac Newton was a nobody. Robert Hooke kept saying he was going to figure out gravity, and then a month would go by and he never did. And then Isaac Newton was competing with him, and Robert Hooke basically publicly shit on. He's like, this fucking pimply-faced, autistic faggot virgin Isaac Newton is retarded. He should kill himself. He should never try science. And Newton was a pussy, and he was autistic as fuck, so he just disappeared. So meanwhile, there was this guy named Edmund Halley. Halley's Comet, that guy, huge, also titan, but he was a little bit younger. I think he was in his 30s, maybe early 40s. And he was kind of like starting to get a little suspicious of Robert Hooke. Of you keep saying you know gravity, and you don't know fucking shit. You keep months go by, you do nothing. Months go by, you do nothing. I'm going to go talk to Isaac Newton. I'm just going to, and I know everybody thinks he's retarded, but I'm just going to go talk to him. So he goes and finds 19 or 20, whatever year old Isaac Newton. And he's like, hey, I know everybody say you're retarded, but like, I think they're lying about figuring out gravity. Have you worked on it at all? Have you figured anything out? And Isaac Newton goes, yeah, I solved it. It's the fucking inverse square law. He had literally fucking solved gravity and just didn't tell anybody because he didn't want it, because he thought he was scared of Robert Hooke, basically. So Edmund Halley was like, fuck that. And he went out in public and was like, suck a dick, Robert Hooke. Isaac Newton fucking solved gravity. And that is why we now have the inverse square law. If it wasn't for Edmund Halley, 30, 40 years old, having the balls to stand up to Robert Hooke, this 20-year-old kid would have just vanished into obscurity. Instead, we got pretty much every single major scientific discovery we've ever gotten from that fucking insane genius. Now, Isaac Newton did die a virgin, I believe.
I was going to ask.
Fucking insane.
Is that actually true, or is that just
that story is
made
true
up by Robert Hooke?
What made up by Robert Hooke?
Like, I would believe that he was a virgin whenever he was like 19 or something, but do we only think that he died?
No, I think Isaac Newton was like, could not be around a woman for more than 10 seconds without telling him to go fuck off. He was just like insanely smart. He was like as smart as you can possibly get. He just didn't have time. He didn't have time for men either. He just was like, everybody go fucking kill yourselves. I'm God. Yeah, and then he went on to like have battles over who invented calculus with Leibniz, and she became kind of an asshole. So whatever. But anyway, self-reliance to that degree. Talking about, Emerson writes about like Aristotle and Plato. Like, yes, they were geniuses, but there's been a bazillion geniuses who have died who didn't have the fucking balls to fight for their own ideas, or they did and they lost. And I think we're in that stage in science right now. When's been the last fucking major scientific breakthrough? Never. We're driving cars that are the same as they were. They're worse than they were 50 years ago. They just have computers in them now. So it's like, I think a lot of great ideas have been killed by Robert Hooke type figures. I think that the system, so to speak, has only gotten better at that sort of thing. You just now have to have balls the size of Donald Trump's to make a breakthrough. Like, you have to be a generational angry motherfucker and smart enough, but still diplomatic enough to have allies, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Trump is amazing. I think he will be studied for thousands of years.
Don't disagree with you there. We got 10 minutes left. How do we want to wrap this up?
You won't watch a random story?
You tell me, Jack.
Or react to a random story?
I didn't mean to dominate so much there. Yeah,
No.
whatever you guys want to talk about.
No, it was fascinating.
Thank you for educating. Here to learn.
Consider yourself educated.
John cares about.
I am a faggot asshole, but not in that way. I'm just kidding.
We probably can't get into censorship today, so let's
Are you
move on to
censoring the censorship topic?
I think so.
Huh?
Are you censoring the censorship topic?
I guess me, even though I'm the one that wanted. That was my topic.
Never
but,
mind,
let's
Jack.
see.
Jack, just keep going. Plow ahead. Do your thing.
Let's see.
Jack, next Thursday we'll do a whole show on censorship. How about that? And you'll be here
Yeah,
in
that-
the chair.
that
We'll all
good.
sit here silently with tape on our mouths.
Yeah. Dems refuse to clap for kid with brain cancer. Do you want to cover that?
Yeah, we can.
They're
Boy,
fucking insane.
this moment really, like, I might even cry again. It made me cry.
Yeah. There are a couple links after this, though, if we want to react to it quickly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so bonus topics. Dems refuse to clap for kid with brain cancer.
Here we go.
His name is DJ.
I don't know if this is the same video that you wanted, but here.
Yeah, this is it.
And he has
Yeah,
always
yeah.
dreamed
Yeah, it's
of
good.
becoming a police officer.
Did you see this, Landon?
Yep, I watched it live.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was a little thrown off when they said 13 and he's got a full mustache.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I saw him walk in the place in, like, the pregame, like...
I saw him, too.
I was like, dude, why they got a midget cop there? I was like, what the hell is he going to do?
Yeah, he is very. You can tell that he's grown up a lot through what he went through. Like even look at the way he talks, like in interviews.
I honestly think
he sounds very mature.
Brain surgeries did that to him. Like, they probably messed with his hormones.
They might be.
Have you seen the videos of him doing interviews?
Yeah, he's a little strange.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little strange, but he's
he's a great kid, and
He's pretty quick, though. He's got some good...
quick.
He is, but he doesn't act like a typical 13-year-old. Wouldn't you agree?
For sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're pumping him with testosterone as a way to battle.
You might be right, actually. That could be it.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a deep voice for 13.
Yeah,
too.
he does.
You should say that into the mic. Landon said he was 6'5", 260 at 13.
What?
So he didn't have...
2018,
That's crazy.
DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Fuck yeah.
I saw another angle of RFK getting the biggest smile on his face when he heard that.
You got to respect it.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in
Thanks,
as
Patrick.
an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
The whole picking the kid up thing, I don't, just let him rock,
I was just trying to have him be seen.
Yeah. It's also just a dad thing.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think it's also just a dad thing. I think he just likes.
I feel that in my soul how proud that dad is right now.
Yeah.
Like that is pure love.
Yeah, so this is a very heartwarming story, but it gets muddled by just how other people are reacting to it. Because I see on Twitter people saying, I saw people on Twitter saying, well, I thought Trump was against DEI hires. like what a stupid statement.
That's probably a shill.
Yeah.
Twitter's full of them. That's good.
Yeah, this kid has like a sad life because if you want to react to another clip, Mihai, like this kid gets bullied. There's
Hold on,
been, like,
hold
a
on,
clip
Jack.
of him getting,
This is the Democrats not standing.
yeah.
Can't even stand for a kid with brain cancer.
Yeah, but they did clap for Ukraine, like extending Ukraine by 5 years. That's
The
what
Pocahontas
clapped for. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. No, yeah. So you were talking about the video of him getting bullied, though?
Yeah. So kid was previously bullied. It's just the link under.
Yeah, they were going in on him. He was out in looked like a schoolyard, and they were just making fun of him. Dressed up as a cop with a fake gun, and these girls just start like twerking, and they just like do something about it. it's one
What
of
if
them.
he pulled it out and it was real?
You should have just pulled up the fake gun.
It's like fucking mass murder.
Just pistol whips her with it.
Yeah.
12. Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky.
It's doing this fucking thing where it's the split.
Can you click the?
12.
Just scroll up.
Oh, baby, you can't arrest me.
I
You
can't
too
scroll
cocky.
once I click on it is the problem.
Oh.
Hold on. You get the point. You can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah. They're just kind of messing with them.
I can't tell if he's sad or disappointed. That looks more like a look of disappointment.
Yeah, he's like a disappointed
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
He's got the emotional maturity of like a 50-year-old.
Honestly, like that kind of to what you said earlier. I don't think he's sad here. I think he's disappointed.
He's going through the criminal code in his head. Can I arrest her for this?
Did you see the video of him where he was with a state trooper? And the state trooper said something. He's like, "Well, you don't know, son. I'm a state trooper too." And then he goes, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "I bet you don't even know what this means." And the guy goes, "No, I don't." He goes, "It means license and registration, please."
Yeah. But there's one more link related to this kid that I think you guys would want to see.
Oh yeah, this
And
is
it
terrible.
involves like a news anchor.
This is them. This is the Democrats showing their true colors here. This is disgusting.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people. But I think this was...
How many cats?
I mean, how hard is it to just say this is a heartwarming story? How hard is it to say that this is a heartwarming story? Like, even if you don't like Trump, it's good that he gave the kid this recognition. They can't even do something small, just something easy like that. They have to make everything into a controversy. I don't get it.
That's why they haven't been winning. And they take every 80-20 issue and they go on the 20.
Yeah,
that's why.
I honestly think that the Democratic Party might have died yesterday. We won't they'll maintain, but I don't think there's any more growth to come from the Democratic Party
for the next 4 years at least.
If there's been now with people like David Hogg running,
yeah, they seem to have genuinely gone off the deep end.
Why is there no leadership? Like, why is that?
Well, I think they pissed a lot of their own people off when they kept Biden in well past when they should have, and then when they went with Kamala in order to keep all the money that was donated to Biden. I don't know if you remember that, but when Biden quite obviously was not going to be able to run, when it was starting to hit that point, they actually got in a real fucking conundrum because legally they can't just take all the money that was donated to Biden and give it to a different candidate. The only person they can give it to is somebody that was like on his ticket, which was Kamala. And so there was definitely better choices than Kamala. I think when they went with her, they sort of realized they were losing.
She had never even gotten
I'm sorry, they do all kinds of internal polling and stuff. I guarantee you people fucking hate her and hated her. That like they were just like, what?
She came in last place, did she not?
Do you remember what happened to
First round?
Bernie Sanders when he fucking clearly beat Hillary Clinton and they screwed him out of it? Like
super delegates. We now have this thing called super delegates.
As
Actually,
bad as the Democrat Party treats us, they treat their own voters worse. They've just been screwing them over and over and over. I don't think a lot of those people like became Republicans. They're just like, fuck this.
I have a little funny video I want to show here.
All right.
This is kind of old, but I found this pretty fun, pretty entertaining. This is a video of Drizzy Drake being invaded by a drone in his penthouse.
Oh, I did see that. This was fake,
Yeah.
though, wasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. He's got Stake Up. That's the gambling site that he endorses.
Yeah, so
Throws like a bitch.
that's a good point. I didn't even notice it was.
Hi-ya! He's short
Clearly
arm.
didn't read the caption.
Definitely did not hit that at all.
Short arms, never played
Yeah,
baseball.
and somebody,
Look at that spot.
in a different video, somebody found his like slipper. They threw it off of there.
I'll tell you what, even if it is fake, somebody's definitely now going to try and fly a drone into that very penthouse. I bet you that.
He's probably not going to stay there again. I'd have to guess.
How many penthouses do you think he has?
Probably a lot.
You think he owns? Does he
probably
own that or
I
just
don't know.
rent
Probably
it?
Brent.
I think he rents it out. He doesn't own that.
Yeah, those guys like travel the world and just stay in those places.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that gambling company that he like gambled too much and he made a post on Instagram endorsing them. He's like, I'm just making this post because I lost a lot of money and I need to post this to get it back from Stake. He's like, sorry guys.
Kind of respect it.
Like, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, at least he's honest.
Actually hilarious.
He's addicted. It's all right.
That is hilarious. It's 8:02. We can keep going if we want, or you guys want to wrap it up?
You can roll it up. Whatever.
Yeah, what do you guys
I got to go home and eat dinner.
So we're kind of at a natural stopping point. I feel like.
Yeah.
Leon's got to go eat.
I got to go eat dinner for sure.
Any other final thoughts besides food?
No, not really. I can't wait for it to get warm so we can golf. That's about all I got in my mind.
Hell yeah.
We should film that.
Behind
Yeah,
the
we'll
wall.
definitely film that.
Yeah, check out Landon on Behind the Wall, YouTube, Twitter. There's his Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called these days. What's going on? Enjoy the rest of your day. There was, do go check out the last two live streams if you would like to watch the full Trump-Zelensky exchange or the full Trump speech. It was a good time. We got hammered.
That sounds like a good time to me. Mr. Jack Kettner.
Yep, like I said before, I'm trying to come back. I should be there in a few days, in the next 3 days or so. But until then, subscribe to Ciderhaus. If you want to check out my content over at KinoFlex, be sure to do that. And tonight was a great episode, and I'm looking forward to being in person actually again.
I'm assuming we didn't hit 30 chats, did we?
Yes, I was just about to say one correct. Jack Ciderhaus does has its own channel, now. Ciderhaus, just as is spelled on your screen right now. If you get us up to 500 subs, we can start handing out memberships. We'd appreciate that. We'll try and make it worth your while. And yes, what was the other thing? I just totally.
How many total?
Oh yeah. So the super chat only got to 10 out of 30, so we're kind of lacking today. 10 is not a number we can do.
I don't think
we got to draw a line somewhere.
20 maybe.
Yeah, if it was 20, maybe 10. You got to draw a line.
All right, no helmet chug. You're lucky, Landon.
But
Thank
I
God.
am Mihai Shogor. I want to thank you guys all for joining us again. We will see you next week. Until then, Godspeed, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night.